Let's get it.
Yo, what's good, everybody? This is episode 4 of the Buster Call series, a live stream series where I'm just going in super unfiltered. We're exposing everything One Piece. And for this episode number 4, I got that One Piece talk with me. And I'm very happy to work this out and get them on the channel because these guys have been grinding for a very long time. And they even started getting some big shine. So I'm glad to have you guys here, man. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yes. My name is Larry, the world's most hated person in One Piece. And this is...
I'm Seb. I'm nowhere near as hated, but very beloved in our community anyway.
Yeah, he's known as the cuddly one out of all 4 of us, as you can see. I'm not hugging him right now, but I usually am.
Hug?
Nah, I don't want to hug. No, it's really hot.
It's hot.
Yeah,
it's warm.
Yeah, bro, I'm good. But this is that One Piece talk where we talk One Piece, and I don't want to say like it's a huge honor, but it's one of the big things for us to feel like we're really now part of the community, and it's to link up with somebody like Threeville, yourself. We've been fans for a while, to be honest. I know that you kind of exploded from like the Kraken theory, and everybody went crazy and nuts because they feel like you landed really hard on that. But overall, man, I just want to say thank you for you and all you do that, like within the community, but also just for like keeping us interested in making One Piece better. And I think that not enough people give you the flowers when it comes to that. But I just wanted to do that personally, man. Thank you for inviting us to the community that you have. And everybody that's watching this, please like the video as well. And just know this is going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And man, like even before the stream started, y'all were having me like dying, bro. Like all the little antics you two had. You guys that are watching right now, I wish you guys were here to see that. These guys are hilarious, man.
Listen, Threeville, just know that's all genuine. Me and Larry are like brothers, man. We used to live together on several occasions.
He used to wash my back.
I don't know if we ever got
wash your back.
Yeah, he used to wash my back, bro.
But
bare soap, bro.
Hey, yo,
but that's the bro, man.
Y'all are wild, bro.
Oh man.
Listen, bro, it's all good, man.
Hey, they said watch or wash.
He said wash. He meant like
it's wash.
Like
the motion, the hand motion.
Bro, and Cyborg, you better chill out, bro. Alright? OP Scans is not out of the clearing yet, alright? So
yo,
you better behave in Threeville's chat.
Yo, I see some top community in there, man. What's up, Toby? What's up, Javerse? Mosh in the chat. I see Parvision. What's going on, everybody?
Parvision in the chat. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the bro.
All right,
the bro.
You know what, man? I think we should just jump right into it. There's one specific question that we're gonna have to address this. There's no way we're gonna have the stream without talking about this. And that question, that topic is Blackbeard with Conqueror Saki.
Already, bro? What's the start?
Why are we doing this, bro? What do you want to know, Threeville? Ask me, bro.
Look, as a firm believer of the Blackbeard pirates, bro, as a big Blackbeard fan who'll be doing tricks on it, my point is that Blackbeard should be having Conqueror.
Pause. Tricks?
No. I meant like when he, like the way he has a second devil fruit, right?
Oh no.
Look,
you said something way more sus.
Not, bro. What? Look,
you said you be doing tricks on.
No. I meant like Blackbeard had to use tricks and you had to be conniving to get like a second devil fruit.
Oh, alright, okay.
Yeah.
Blazing so crazy.
So look, bro, so I'm like, from my perspective, I felt like the Black Lightning bolts we saw at like the beginning of the confrontation between Law and Blackbeard, I felt like that was proof of the Conquerors. Did you have anything or I should say, like, how do you want to address that?
You want to go? You want me to go?
You can go.
Alright, so because I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle between y'all. I know you're a huge Blackbeard fan. I know I am as well. Larry, not so much. So I go back and forth with this myself. Like, I can see a world where Oda's writing it where he's just like, okay, Blackbeard has conquered Haki because he's one of the final villains and he needs to be that. He needs to be the epitome of everything that Luffy isn't, / the hardest obstacle kind of thing. But at the same time, a lot of how he's written is just like he's the one doing it the wrong way, right? And like if you want to prove that even more so, having it so that he's not a conqueror or a false conqueror kind of narratively proves that a little more, in my opinion. So I go back and forth with it. I would prefer he has it just to make somebody make him even stronger, make him a more difficult battle for Luffy in the end. But like based off the moves that he's made, like he doesn't scream conqueror to me. But at the same time, somebody like Doflamingo was also willing to connive and do things behind the scenes and even cower in fear of other stronger conquerors. So I don't think there's absolute definitive proof that he's not. But I would say if I had to bet, I'd say no. I would say no. But
yeah, I feel like, you know, with him gunning for Pirate King, he has to have like that kingly ambition, especially if we ever do get like a grand battle between Luffy and Blackbeard. I feel like it'd be kind of strange to see him towards the top without Haki. But you know, if Xebec was a similar kind of man and like both of these guys were just really sneaky and they focused on devil fruits and rose to the top without Haki, that'd be really impressive. But yeah, I just feel as if, you know, the plotline of Pirate King is the reason Blackbeard deserves conquerors. Larry's like, avoid this.
Listen, man, Revo, you're a smart man, all right? Does Jinbei have conquerors?
I don't think that's necessarily confirmed, right?
It's not.
No.
Do you think he has it?
I feel like if he revealed it, I wouldn't really question it. It wouldn't feel like a plot hole to me.
Okay, so the reason I asked you that question is because Jinbei, when he was fighting Who's Who, displayed the sound effects of cracks and also the black lightning. But he's not a confirmed Conqueror's Haki user.
Okay.
So a lot of people like to go off the instance of the black cracks and also the sound effects, which the sound effects have changed since pre-time skip and post-time skip. So they can't really use that. And it really comes down to the person, right? When we look at Blackbeard as a person, he's necessarily not a conqueror because he doesn't conquer anything. Instead, he schemes. So if anything, he's probably in a very advanced height or form of like observation Haki. He could probably have like really good observation compared to others because of what he tends to do, which is scheming and, you know, doing everything that's opposite to Luffy. He doesn't really earn anything. He schemes his way to the top. And that's what makes him such a formidable foe, but also it's why he doesn't necessarily go through the obstacles which would make you a conqueror. So if we look at somebody like Doflamingo, for example, right? As a kid, what happened to him? He had to overcome an obstacle by himself in order to survive as a child because he was getting hung out a window with his father Homing and his brother Rocinante. And then we look at somebody like, you know, Ace, where he tried to save Luffy from the Blue Jam Pirates, or even Luffy himself when he's trying to go up against Marineford War and then he has to try to save Ace, but his determination to do so and to get past everybody, he just conquered Haki'd out for no apparent reason. It's like everybody that we know of that has Conqueror's Haki to an extent has to overcome an obstacle that's preventing them from trying to surmount them, right? Blackbeard doesn't do those things. He has never done those things. It's not a part of his character. If you put that into his character, you're taking away from his character, which is funny enough, right? And like a lot of people like to say, because you're gonna get this, Larry's a Blackbeard hater. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not. I actually love Blackbeard as a character. But I think that what happens is we tend to mix up what Blackbeard is right now compared to what he's going to be at the end of the series. Will he have Conqueror's Haki? I do not think so. But will he make up for the power that he will lack? Yes. We just don't know how. And this is why he's given devil fruits to his whole crew, right? Because his crew is necessarily not going to be Haki monsters. They're going to be devil fruit monsters. And it's just the way he is, he runs his crew the same way. So I can't see him having Conqueror's Haki unless, and this is the only way, unless he can use the will within devil fruits themselves that happen to like he might be able to use the Haki or the Conqueror's Haki that Whitebeard had through the Goro Goro no Mi, because we know that the wills of previous users are in devil fruits, and Sabo proved that on Dressrosa when he did that move against Burgess. So listen, I think he will have it, but it won't be his own.
Okay. That was probably like the best explanation I've actually heard against it. Cause I remember seeing a show or a short you guys had. I think it was something regarding that, but it was so long ago that I don't even remember the context. But like usually when people explain their side, it's never like that in depth. And actually, for some reason, I overlooked the Jinbei thing too. I think someone in the chat said there was no SFX, but
I don't know if the effects were there for Jinbei.
It was.
Were they there?
Yeah.
I know the lightning was there. Were the effects of Conqueror's Haki there?
It was chapter 1018, so it does the cracking sound.
Okay. Well, fair point on that one. Can't lie. Okay.
Yeah. So the reason why Jinbei, I think, would have it, this is the only reason, and this is the perfect reason. Jinbei literally went to Big Mom and said, "I'm leaving the crew." Stared her in the face, and she did her stay or life, right? I think it's life or stay. And he was like, "Yo, I'm out." And then she did her power and used her Conqueror's Haki, and then he stared her in the face and he wasn't afraid. Like nobody else has been able to truly do something like that unless they've had Conqueror's Haki, but he did it by himself. He didn't do it with like 4 other supernovas on top of a rooftop, right? Like he literally did it himself in front of nobody and said, "I'm going to go with the king of the pirates. I'm going to be a part of that crew. You're not it."
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. I can't really argue. I don't really want to argue against that because I definitely see where you're coming from.
So let me ask you this. Can you imagine Blackbeard ever telling his crew to go down onto the other floors of Onigashima so he could fight Kaido one-on-one?
Probably not, because he jumped Whitebeard, so fair point.
Blackbeard's gonna stack the deck in his favor every time down.
Yeah,
exactly.
No matter what. He's not gonna go the Conqueror's route. If he sees Kaido and Big Mom on a roof, he's gonna duck the roof. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's not gonna go up there and fight unless he thinks he can win. So that's the thing. He's always gonna be is the juice worth the squeeze kind of guy, and that doesn't scream Conquerors. It doesn't. And Larry was bringing up the point about potentially, absorbing or utilizing the Conquerors that's left into Devil Fruits from previous users, which is a theory that he actually has on his AO Larry channel. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. It's super dope, very interesting, and it's a view on it that I don't think anybody's ever really had before. So
you said it's on the Larry channel?
Yeah, Larry has his own channel.
I have this separate channel.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch it. You can watch me right now on 3V's channel and witness greatness.
All right. And Lord Vegeta with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, bro. Nakama, shout out to my brother Larry and other brother Seb. We out here. TOPT gang, Fraudbeard, One Piece rap game. Larry got L takes, but when he doesn't, he got the best takes. Then a bunch of cheering emojis.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Listen,
it went all over the place.
Listen, Ragnar, that is our guy, Lord Vegeta, aka Ragnar. He's in our Discord. He's awesome. He mentioned a lot of stuff there. The rap game video. Larry raps about one. Don't play. Larry be rapping though. He do.
Oh,
he
really?
To spit
No,
on stream.
listen, bro.
No way.
Can we cut it out?
Hey, it sounds like you're embarrassing him, bro. He doesn't want to talk about it.
So my question to you, Threevo, is like,
yeah,
I know Blackbeard has been something that you've been passionate about. So like, how do you feel with us presenting like some of these thoughts to you? Like, what goes through your mind?
So in life, just who I am as a person, I could be very self-aware. So like when I make content, like I have to really think about what I'm doing. So I always try to keep in mind, like, am I being too biased? Is this person being biased? Is this person being fair? And like talking to you seemed fair. You didn't just say like, oh, he's a pussy, oh, he's scared. Like you actually had like a well thought out response. So I don't have room to be like, oh, he's a hater. Because like I feel like you're allowed to talk about someone's shortcomings without being a hater. you know? So I like Blackbeard a lot, and even though you have that take, I don't necessarily think you're a hater for that. Like, I'll have certain takes about Aki Inu. People swear I'm an Aki Inu hater, or Dragon even.
What's your Akainu take?
Well, in Long Ring Longland, we know that they said the 3 strongest members of the Marines were the admirals. They didn't say the 4, they said the 3. And like, Fleet Admiral was always presented as a political position. When they were talking about Aki Inu fighting Aokiji in the first place, they said that it was based on their ideals, and since they were opposites, they had to have that clash in the first place. And since Aki Inu needed 10 days to beat Aokiji, I would assume that their power level is extremely close, because otherwise it wouldn't last that long. And I don't really get the assumption that like Aokiji and Aki Inu are drastically above Kizaru. I think again it's the 3 strongest in the Navy or the Marines. So, you know, Aki Inu did win, but that was a 10-day battle, and now he's a political position. So they're sending Green Bull to Wano, they're sending Kizaru to Egghead, and they'll probably continuously send, you know, the 3 admirals, not the Fleet Admiral, you know, out on the combat missions. That's my take on it. So I would say Aki Inu is relative to the other admirals.
So I agree with you for the most part. I would have slight pushback on the Kizaru piece. Now, Kizaru could be stronger or whatever. Just the way One Piece is, similar to what Larry and you guys were just talking about, there's a lot of ambition and willpower and like drive kind of focuses on how strong you're going to be, or how strong you can be in a fight. And the fact that Akainu and Aokiji were willing to fight tooth and nail for 10 plus days, to me, means like they have that inner dog in them that I just haven't seen from Kizaru. He's trolling a lot. He's kind of doing his own thing a lot. You know, he wants to fight people, but it's never like for his own purposes or goals or ambition. It's just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, oh, the Yonko are here. I'm an admiral. I should go fight them. It's not like I believe in this strongly. So I think because Akainu and Aokiji do have those beliefs that they have, that they're willing to fight people for, or fight tooth and nail, even each other for, I think that does put them above him. But I agree with you. I don't think he's like so far just because he's Fleet Admiral now, that doesn't mean he's far and away above Aokiji or Kizaru. I just think I've always rated those 2 higher because of what they were willing to do, what they were willing to put on the line. And in One Piece, that's how you get stronger. Like, being willing to fight for whatever you believe in that strongly. So Kizaru I've always kind of kept a back seat with, just because of that. I haven't seen him care enough. You know what I'm saying?
No, you bring up a fair point. He's been silly. Go on.
Yeah.
I got pushback, bro.
On me or
I got pushback. Bro.
On me or him?
I got pushback on y'all, the community, all y'all suckers out there, man. How y'all give Blackbeard all this love for the Yami Yami, but the direct opposite devil fruit of the Yami Yami is the glint fruit?
It's not the direct opposite.
Hold on, you had your time to talk. When we look at this from a general perspective, y'all be hyping him so hard. Y'all be glazing Blackbeard because he got the darkness fruit. But when it comes to the hold on. But when it comes to the light fruit, and also he's an admiral, so we know that he has, you know, Rio. We know that he has all these Hakis. We know that he has Rokushiki, and we know he's part of the great 3 powers that could bang out with a Yonko. But we never give Kizaru credit to say like, yo, his devil fruit could carry him the same way Blackbeard's devil fruit carries him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is off topic, but like,
off topic.
But like, I gotta say, like, maybe Kizaru may not have that ambition, but if we're gonna give Blackbeard the benefit of the doubt, especially when he's not even trying to surmount the world government, he's not trying to topple them by becoming Pirate King. He's literally saying, I want to be affiliated with them. His ambition isn't as big as Luffy's. His ambition doesn't seem as big as an admiral's in achieving anything. If anything, it's very similar. But we not gonna like give Kizaru that benefit of the doubt too?
Okay, let me ask you this. What's Kizaru's goal and ambition?
It don't matter.
You can't say it don't matter, Larry. You're the same dude that says, you're the same dude that says hockey's the end all be all, right? Yeah. And ambition and willpower they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And we know, even though we don't know exactly what Blackbeard's goal is, we know it's more grand than whatever Kizaru's doing.
Hey.
We do.
Hold on.
Hey, you don't know Kizaru could say fuck it and go for the One Piece, bro. And
mean,
No.
Yes,
So
but-
this is where it comes down to interpretation of what the story means to each character. And like if we look at Kizaru and what responsibilities he's taken on and then what he's willing to do, the dude was willing to go to Wano by himself to fight Kaido and Big Mom and the 27,000 troops that they had. Granted, he wouldn't have won. He would have got washed.
He wouldn't have went anyway. He's
But-
literally going to Egghead right now with a whole fleet and all this extra stuff for just Luffy.
Yo, but you don't know the
Come on,
context
bro.
around
Come
him.
on, bro. You
That
know
was-
damn well he wasn't about
Okay.
to go to Wano Dolo.
Okay, so I know that's not going to happen, but if he's going to be the person leading the charge, that's enough ambition for his own interpretation of justice. Like every Marine that we've encountered has their own reason for justice, what they believe justice should be. We don't know his yet, but we know it, like he's willing to do whatever it takes that the government tells him to do in order to keep the peace or to keep the justice he perceives. So I can't say like his ambition is any lower than Blackbeard's.
We gonna have to agree to disagree on that one.
Alright, that's cool. That's cool.
But let's see. Where'd it go? Lord Vegeta with the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you
Hey.
so much, bro.
That's the guy, man.
That's the guy, bro.
All right. So the difference between Green Bull as well is that Green Bull wouldn't have stepped on Wano if Kaido wasn't taken out. I just want to point that out because I know people are gonna get that mixed up.
Okay.
He even stated it. He was like, "Yo, if I would have never, we would have never came to Wano if like Kaido didn't get put down."
Okay. Yeah. That. So they were basically sleeping on Luffy, right?
Yeah, I mean that's a common trope throughout the history of
Yep.
One Piece
Yeah.
and just shown in anime.
Just doubt the main character. Oh, he's
Yeah,
really
just doubt the
strong.
main
And
character until you take the L.
yeah, I got you on that one. So, I feel like I know what you're about to say to this, but what are your thoughts on Green Bull's performance against King and Queen? Because some people they say Sea
got
Stone.
You got
like,
a ridiculous one. How about you tell Three Volt?
oh boy.
Tell Three Volt, bro. Go ahead, bro. Embarrass yourself.
Listen, I believe Green Bull is able to handle them no problem because I rank admirals highly. I do. And I think in this case, his Devil Fruit is a hard counter to what King and Queen are capable of in general, right? So they're beefed up dinosaurs, Lunarians, cyborgs, whatever. But in his case, if he can penetrate their skin and absorb their like life energy or whatever the hell he was doing, or moisture, whatever he was doing when he grabbed King up, like if you can if you can just negate the Lunarian piece of it, King doesn't go that hard. Like if you take the Lunarian abilities away, it's okay. I'm flying. I have flame. I have hockey. He's not that powerful. That's like a huge factor in what he's capable of doing. With Queen, the cyborg thing. I mean, again, they were hurt or whatever. I think he could have beat them both, whether they were fully healthy or not. Larry is like a huge, they were damaged kind of guy or whatever. I just rank admirals higher than commanders, like by a decent amount.
I might have overlooked you saying this, and I do apologize if you said this, but I also factor in the fact that like they're Zoans, right? So they should have recovered by then. At least that's how I feel.
That's an Oda thing where like he plays fast and loose with that.
Let me ask Threeville, son.
Go ahead.
Threeville, you remember Marco?
Yeah.
This guy, what is he known for?
The regenerative flames.
Yes, he can regenerate. More special than a Logia. Did you know that he had bandages on still after a week?
I overlooked that. I won't lie to you. Damn.
Yeah, so the man that could regenerate, that had bandages on, that fought King one-on-one and got slumped.
He did not fight King one-on-one. This is what we.
I don't know
this
if it
is
was
what we find out all the
one-on-one,
time, bro.
but-
People, do you think Marco and King fought one-on-one?
I mean, we have a panel where he's fighting both, right?
Thank you. On panel. he's
Now, wait,
fighting both.
I want to let me be more specific though. So he clashed with both. I don't want to say it was like a fight. It was
He
a
jumped them
comfort.
both up.
Yeah,
He had them both hemmed up.
Yeah, he
and then they jumped him after that.
No, he put hands on them, but I don't know if I want to go and be like, yeah, it was a full fight against both. I don't know if I want to go that far.
That's fair.
But
There's no way. There's no way.
No.
If Marco couldn't regenerate, that doesn't mean that this ancient or legendary zone is going to be able to regenerate too. And I get the opinion that you're saying if they were full strength, they were fully healthy, they still wouldn't have been able to beat him.
I don't think so.
I mean, I do agree to a certain extent, but the way you made it seem is like, yo, they got no diff.
They did get no diff. Where was the difficulty, bro?
The difficulty was that they weren't able to be full strength. They weren't able to
Listen,
go all
if you
out.
want to tell me they had
Okay.
Seastone cups on or something, cool. But we didn't see that on panel.
Okay, so
We didn't see that on panel.
let me get a little bit more specific. If we're talking about them being nerfed and not healing or not being healed all the way and whatever, how, like, let's say like they were like, you know, maximum health and they did, you know, regenerate all the way in all areas, how would Green Bull perform against both of them? Like, would he have won, or do you think he still would have won? Or is,
I think he still wins. It's just maybe it's high diff. Maybe
Yo, I saw Green Bull get turned into baby Groot
he took no
by
damage.
Momonosuke. A man that said, yo, I am flame resistant and got hit with a blast breath by a noob and immediately turned into baby Groot.
Did he take damage?
Hold
Like,
on. And then we talk. Yo, he took enough
Did
damage.
he take damage? Was he physically harmed?
Yo,
No.
Listen-
So it doesn't matter. He's a
listen to me.
liar.
Listen to me. I don't care what you say.
Oh,
If a
yeah.
man is a full-blown tree and he gets turned into a twig, I don't care if it don't hurt. You still got put into a lesser form. Now we talking about King, a person who specifically specializes in flame itself. He was able to make his flame so hot that it burnt to the point of like magma, from what I believe. And he's basically impenetrable. Like, Green Bull would have to use Rio because we don't know if he has Conqueror's coding, right?
That man had a week.
Mm.
He ain't had nothing for him.
Threeville,
Okay.
for example, right
That's all
now.
I'm saying.
Threeville, for example, the Seraphim right now are baby kings, but without hockey. And without the special skills that King has, right?
Yeah.
And Lucci and Gear 4 Luffy still can't penetrate it.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a problem. Cause like, let me ask you guys, what's gonna happen if a Seraphim runs into one of the bottom half Straw Hats? Like, what does that look like on the battlefield?
They get body.
Yeah.
It's not gonna look good, bro.
You better
They're
call.
already
Yeah,
getting
so,
washed.
but
Look,
see-
like I saw Frankie get bodied already. He's like a middle tier.
This is why I'm stressing like the danger of this arc. We could sit here all day and talk about how strong Luffy is, but Usopp's not beating a Seraphim. Is Usopp even beating a Vice Admiral? Like, the troops that they're sending to Egghead, I'm gonna be real with you, I feel like it's right now it's overpowering the Straw Hats.
What Vice Admiral? I think Usopp could beat Maynard. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the Vice Admiral.
Yeah,
What-
Vice Admiral's very,
They
very-
vary in rank.
Yeah,
bro.
Vice
They
Admiral
vary in
sucks.
strength.
Uh,
You don't know who Maynard is, do you?
He, but look, bro, he didn't even get. We don't need to answer that question. Usopp. Okay, let me redirect this question then. How do we feel about Usopp getting no fight on Onigashima? Is that something that's like, oh, whatever, or do you feel like he
Oh,
deserves
my.
that? He's a Straw Hat, like,
Can I take this one?
because in my heart, man, like. It's always wait for Elbaf, wait for Elbaf, wait for Elbaf, and I want to see him grow. And the fact that he didn't get a fight on Onigashima and now we're gonna be on Egghead, is he gonna get a fight now? I don't know. Like, how do you guys feel about Usopp?
I think that Wano was just terrible, writing wise. I'm gonna be honest, and I mean that in the most positive way. Like, the reason I say that is because a lot of what happened in Wano just seemed to like be where Oda had a game plan and he bit off more than he could chew, and then he lost control of it and then started to have fun with it and then just kept it going and then rushed to the end because of Film Red, right? And the reason I say that is because of the weird power scaling that happened all over the place, and the story took a hit because of it for the first time, I think, in the series. So when I look at like Usopp and people like not Robin, but like Chopper, for example, they were so underutilized to the point where I felt like they didn't really get their shine. Like, they didn't really improve at all. Like, we can say like Chopper had his little shine with the Ice Oni virus, and that's cool, but he didn't necessarily he didn't improve to the point where like he could match up with like a Blackbeard commander to that degree, right? Like he wouldn't be able to take Doc Q on, in my opinion, right now. I just don't think that he has the hockey for it, which I think he would need, because if not, he's just going to be curing himself and Doc Q is just going to be throwing out diseases nonstop, right?
Yeah.
But then Usopp takes a big hit too, because Usopp has kind of been a disappointment since post time skip. I had so much expectation for him, especially when he came back like buff and he had all these improvements to his arsenal, and he kind of just continued to take a seat when it came to anything in Wano. Even Brook, to a certain degree. It was like all these characters became like the Z fighters. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta are like outshining them continuously. And one of my main concerns for the story moving forward is that I think that they won't be as integrated anymore into the story as much as we thought they would be, just because they can't match up to the levels of the show now. And I hope there's a workaround for that, because I do love those characters. Like, I'm not a big fan of Usopp, but when Usopp is really cool, Usopp's like one of the coolest members on the team.
Hell yeah, his highs are really high.
Yeah. So it's like, I really want One Piece to go in a direction of, yes, it is story driven, but I also want to see people be fans of characters for the way they are, the way they act and the way they perform, instead of what the general consensus of, yo, Usopp's like the most relatable character because he's the most human character. Like he's not living in a human, like he's not living in our reality.
Yeah.
We got to see him like be the brave warrior of the sea. And for us to get there, I don't want it to be a sacrifice where he sacrifices his life. And I think that's the point where everybody's getting to. It's like, we want to see him be the brave warrior of the sea, but in order to do so, he's going to be the straw hat that bites the bullet. And that will make him the brave warrior. And I kind of want him to be like that before he bites the bullet. Like, I still want him to, but I want him to be brave.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And a large reason why I feel that way is like, I feel like every straw hat, we're gonna go to a super chat after this one, but I feel like every straw hat deserves to see Luffy become Pirate King and deserves to see Luffy complete his true dream. For me, in my, I would probably classify this as personal preference, but my personal preference is like, you know, that them watching him complete his dreams, it would rub me the wrong way if they didn't. It's almost like if Luffy doesn't become Pirate King, or if Luffy doesn't find the One Piece, it's like these really big goals that almost feel like Oda set an expectation for, you know? That's how I feel about the situation. But it was interesting to hear you put it that way.
Who do you feel like is was super underutilized in Wano for the Straw Hats?
Zoro. I feel like Oda could have done way more for Zoro. And you know, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have it hard, okay? I'm a theorist, so if I go out and I'm collecting data and I'm trying to prove a point, right, I don't have any bias in it. You know, if I go out and I make a Zoro video about why he's gonna be connected to this guy or Green Bull or whatever, and it's wrong, people are gonna like look at me like, oh, evil, you're only mad at Zoro and Wano because your theory was wrong. When it's just like, Zoro had so much space to work with, you know, the whole Ryuma's grave, you know, he could have had more conversations with Hitetsu. We also know that Zoro was interested in the Nidai Kitetsu. That went nowhere as far as I know. There's another one that kind of bothered me.
I got you. He said that he was gonna round up all the samurai.
That too. So it's like, so now, like, from my perspective, it's like, damn, I'll go out and I'll be like, yo, I feel like Zoro could have been done way better in Wano, and people just say you're just mad because your theory is wrong. So that's that's the life of a theorist, bro.
Minority that didn't mind what Zoro got in Wano.
Do you are you coming from the standpoint where it's like Zoro did enough and you acknowledge he could have done more, or do you feel like he did as much as he could have, type of thing?
You know what it is? So to me, it's like, I think people started going way too deep with it. Like, theories is fine and stuff, but like ZKK took over at one point. And so I was like, like, obviously we're not getting that. I never subscribed to that. But I'm like, yo, if you told me Zoro's gonna get Conqueror's Haki in this arc, he's going to get a new sword in this arc, he's going to fight a Yonko in this arc, like he's gonna do all those things, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll sign up for that any day of the week. It's just like, we got to it, and I guess the moments weren't satisfying enough for people because they had so much like, oh, I expect Zoro's backstory and things like that. But like from the jump, I never like, even if I thought that Zoro was a descendant of Ryuma or whatever, because I thought this for a while. Lionel has taught this about it since forever. But it's like, is there an avenue for us to actually get that organically in the story, right? The way Wano was playing out. Is there time? Not even is there time, but is there a way for us to organically get that revelation in the story beyond what we got? Where it's like, yo, this guy reminds me of him. Nobody from the arc is alive except for Toki from potentially the era that Ryuma was there. Nobody knows Shimotsuki Kozaburo went to this East Blue Island specifically. So like when they didn't expand on Zoro stuff in an SBS, it's a little rough, but like I didn't anticipate us getting a lineage or a real backstory where he was from there. Like the Zoro we know is never gonna remember the stuff that happened in Wano or would have happened 20 years ago or whatever. So it's like, how do we get there organically? That was my only big pushback. Anytime people were like, we're gonna get all this Zoro stuff, it's like, how do we get there organically within the story? Because Zoro, even the flashback he got, he just flashed back to the stuff that happened to him on East Blue in Shimotsuki Village. It wasn't like, oh, this is my dad, oh, this is who I am, and or whatever. It was never none of that. It was never gonna be none of that. That's not who Zoro is. He doesn't have that internal trauma that like Sanji had, where like you can get that backstory elevated and stuff. So I don't know. I read Wano and I had no problems with anything that we got from Zoro, but everybody had such like anger that we didn't get more. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's because I'm a Sanji fan.
What about like, you know, because we knew for a long time Oda was setting up like this Wano arc, this samurai arc. You know, after Whole Cake Island being all about Sanji, I feel like a lot of people understood that as Oda setting an expectation that Wano would be the Zoro arc in quotations. Is that something you at least like?
I understood. See, I always understood that piece of it, right? But Zoro's never gonna overtake like Luffy in the story. Yeah,
of course.
Especially not in Wano, where like the parallels are to Oden. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I even when people said it was gonna be Zoro's arc, I never thought it was gonna be everything that people thought. ZKK, the backstory stuff. I thought we would get what we got, and we got it. Yeah, I just didn't like it enough, I guess.
Man, ZKK, that was a real doozy, man.
ZKK was crazy.
I'll tell you this. It's been Sanji non-stop post time skip.
That's true.
Right? Like Fishman Island, as soon as we got there, what happened? It all became about Sanji being the damsel in distress and having this nosebleed because of his gag, and then potentially almost ruining One Piece for a lot of fans, right? And then we get past that, and then we go all the way to Zoe, and then he sacrifices himself for whatever reason, we don't know, and then we get to we get knowledge, you know, we acknowledge that he ends up going to Whole Cake, and then it all ends up being about him again, right? And then we're like, okay, we're gonna go to a land full of people who are samurais who carry swords. We have the second most important dream on the crew, with Zoro becoming the strongest swordsman in the world. He even states, I'm going to round up all the samurai, right? Then we get to Wano, and what happens? We get even more of Sanji. We waste more time about him deciding if he wants to be a true Germer or not. Like, it was non-stop Sanji season for the longest time. And when we finally get to Zoro and what he's able to accomplish in Wano, we barely get anything. We didn't even get told how black blades are turned black by Onimaru as soon as he was about to say it, because it got interrupted by Killer. So it's like, non-stop have we been just dealing with Sanji. And since we have a Zoro versus Sanji fan base, we expect the same amount of shine, but we didn't get that much attention. And this is why I was telling Sebastian, it's like, sometimes we tell Zoro fans that they're meatheads because of he's just a meathead. Like, he's just about power, he's just about getting stronger. There's no real character development for him. We just missed all that character development in the place where they have swords, where they focus on swordsmanship. And meanwhile, we don't know who Mihawk beat to get the world's strongest swordsman title, right? We don't know what swordsmen are in the ranks to achieve this goal. We just know that Mihawk holds this title. and nobody else tries to surmount him or overcome him or try to obtain that title. So we're gonna go to this isolated country where it's stated I think they were like, yo, the strongest swordsman in Wano is like as strong as a fishman, just in capable like skills of like just in terms of skill. But yet we don't see anything. Like we just see Zoro fight Killer and then that's it. And then we go straight to King and then that like even
Straight
King
to King, he was on the rooftop fighting fucking Kaido
yo, but even
and Big Mom.
but that's the thing too. It's like he even fought somebody in Wano that wasn't a swordsman.
Yeah.
Like even King himself said, "Yo, I don't have to use a sword. I could just fight you with my bare hands. I just choose to use the sword." So it's like nonstop. It's just about Zoro being a meathead, where there's no character development.
It's not him being a meathead. And 3, I know you gotta get the super chat, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. But the pushback I have is that the people seem to not understand Zoro's whole character arc. Like he knows who he is. Sanji has this internal conflict and trauma from it. Zoro doesn't have that. He knows what he wants to be.
We know this.
His character journey and growth is about the priorities, prioritizing other people's dreams over his own, putting Luffy and the crew's dreams above his own, and clarifying that, okay, if I'm not able to propel them to this, then I'm not worthy of my own dream. So we don't need more characterization for Zoro. We don't. That's the thing. We needed it for Sanji. Why is he the way he is? He's chivalrous to these people this way, but like he's also super nice to people when they're hungry, and he's willing to do all this extra stuff. We didn't know why that was the case. We don't have those questions for Zoro.
So let me rebuttal.
He's Michael Jordan, bro.
So
He just wants this.
Hold on. So let me rebuttal. Sanji wants to become the greatest cook in the world, right?
He already is that, though.
Hold on.
It's not even like
Yo,
this is
are you
the
letting me
goal.
finish?
Go ahead, bro.
All right. Sanji wants to become the greatest cook in the world, right? But he's going to go to a land full of cooks. Yet he never learns anything about cooking. He never gets a season from that place. He just ends up beating whatever characters he has to beat and then just bouncing. And getting like a special salt and just bouncing. There's no learning of the foods. There's no learning of like anything regarding to cooking. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't push the boundary of cooking any further at all either. He's just like, yo, I was just there and just dipped. You don't think that's like a missed opportunity for Sanji's character to learn more about cooking to become the greatest cook in the world? That was literally Zoro.
That's a weird analogy for me, because one, I don't think anyone would care too much about the cooking piece as they care for the Zoro's swordsman piece. You know what I mean? They're just two very different like points of intrigue for a fan base. Like I cared about Zoro and Wano like doing things swordsman based. Sanji and Whole Cake, when he was cooking, it's alright, cool, he's cooking. And he's my favorite character. So it's just, for me, I'm not gonna care too much. So maybe that's on me that I can't identify the way that you're asking me to with your analogy. But in general, he's already that. Like, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, if that was his goal and that's what it was this whole time, maybe. But that's not what happens with Zoro, bro. It's just not, to me. It's not.
Yeah.
But 3, I know you gotta get the super chats. This is Larry on the show too.
It's all good, man.
Get the super chats, bro.
It's all good. I appreciate the long discussions, man. I purposely try to do that when I'm streaming. So, man, if you need to go on a tangent, be my guest. I don't mind.
Yeah.
We got another membership. I don't think it says. Oh no, he became a member. Appreciate it, Lubu. Got a membership on the channel, and he says.
His name is Lubu? That's fire.
Yeah, Lubu kill you. Sounds like a Pokemon, bro.
Dude, you ever played Dynasty Warriors?
Nah.
Ah, that's where the name is.
It's the worst game.
It's the greatest game ever.
He said though, Armament Killer and Conqueror's Killer. What do you think about that? Sheesh. Hey, because we know with Shanks in volume 4 billion for One Piece Film Red, Otis stated that Shanks has the ability to kill Future Sight. So a lot of fans are speculating maybe there's Conqueror's Killer, there's Armament Killer. I think the Armament one is a bit more likely than the Conqueror's one. You know, if there is a character that, you know, they had legendary conquers haki and they could disable someone's armament, I think that wouldn't really strike me as like a plot hole or anything, given that Future Sight Killer is now a canon thing. So, well, how do you guys feel about Armament Killer conquers killer? Is that something you expect to happen, or?
Probably. I mean, the way Oda writes, anything is really possible in regards to haki. But the way I always looked at it with the Future Sight, it's always been a focus that like you have to be focused. You have to be in the moment and thinking of it. Like you can't just, your Future Sight's not just always on. You have to have it active, right? So like if you're in the presence of somebody that makes you nervous or makes you lose focus, that's how I read that 4 billion thing, that Shanks' presence alone can make even people like Future Sight users nervous enough that they can't focus the way that they would like to. That's not exactly the same as just like you're just not able to use armament anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, like if it's him breaking through armament, that's basically just regular haki usage, people fighting and breaking haki. So it would have to be them shutting down your ability to even use it. And that would feel kind of wild. Like you just can't even get yourself to the point where you can use haki. I can see it. I don't know if it would be Shanks or if it would be some other even more powerful character that exists out there potentially. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think you just have to have Conqueror's haki in order to do any of those things. I think it's both possible though. I mean, I don't know if you can necessarily shut another Conqueror's haki user down. If anyone, it would probably be somebody like Kid, like his level that has Conqueror's haki that could get shut down by somebody else.
Kid.
But yeah, I would say that's the only way. I'm not a Kid hater. I treat him the same as I treat Blackbeard.
No, you don't, bro.
No,
you don't.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. If you want to hate on Kid, I won't even stop you. Matter of fact, I'll co-sign it. Cause you know what? You might hate me for this, all right? For a long, I'm the kind of person, I try to give these characters the benefit of the doubt, because at the end of the day, it's Luffy's story. I gave Kid, I had so much tolerance for Kid and his BS, man. Running into this emperor, running into that emperor, not being more calculated, not being more patient, making the right battles, you know, picking and choosing the right things. And I, like, the moment I saw him say he was going to take on Shanks again, I immediately just, I can't defend him anymore. Like, that was my limit. And I know some people have gave up on Kid way sooner than that, but that was where I truly drew the line. I can't defend him anymore.
I don't even think that was it. I think the Kid hate isn't necessarily hate. I think this is what the One Piece community does. All you people in chat, all you freaking you weird people. Listen, what they end up doing in the community is that they'll attach themselves to a character, and then they'll believe with narrative that this character will become something, but they think that person is right now. Like, they think that person of what they will be end of series is right now. And like Kid, like I've always said, Kid is very likable. What he does is very similar to what like Luffy does. But the thing is, since he hasn't gotten that Rayleigh training, since he hasn't been able to do things we've seen other people in other animes do with that power that he has for a devil fruit, he doesn't necessarily reach to the expectations that everybody puts him at, right? So it's really hard to put Kid in the categories of Yonko or even first commanders at this point if he doesn't have the haki essentials you need in order to proceed into this world that's very dangerous for people like him. Just because you're a conqueror doesn't mean that you can necessarily do and conquer. You need certain requirements in order to compete with these foes that you're going to face. This is just people that are obstacles for your goal. And if you can't necessarily bite less, like you can't chew less, you always have to bite more, then you're gonna end up, you know, eventually choking, right? And that's what ends up happening to him most times. He fought Snack, right? He didn't beat Snack. He ends up fighting somebody from the Red Hair Pirates. We don't know. I think it's the monkey Monster. I think Monster took his arm. But it's suggested that Ben Beckman did it. And then they give him hype for that too. And it's like, well, we don't really know what Kid has been able to do, but when we saw Big Mom, it was clear. that Big Mom would have beat Law and Kid, granted whatever they had already, if she didn't get blown out of the island by the bombs that just happened to be there. She got ringed out. So ultimately, I knew going into the fight with Shanks that he was going to get completely demolished, because even Luffy with Conqueror's Coding, Future Sight, Rio, all the specifics, even a God Fruit that he has, was going to probably get 1 or 3 shotted by Shanks, because that's what you need at those levels. You need that. And I can't even say that Kid right now is stronger than Gear 4 Luffy when he first appeared in Wano, when Kaido one-shot him. I just don't believe he's that much stronger than that Luffy. He just doesn't have it. And the one thing too, his surroundings makes him strong. If there's no metal around, he can't generate the power that he usually does. So now his power depends on his surroundings. And who does that remind you of? People like Pika. Like Pika is a formidable character when he's around Stone. But if you put Pika without Stone, he's an average ass character, right? Like, he can't do much.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't put too much eggs in one basket and realize like what you're thinking right now necessarily isn't what you think end of series.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. People do that with a lot of characters. People attach themselves to characters. I agree with every single thing you said.
Yeah. It's tough. Yo, but I want to hear some theories for you, man. You got a new theory come out? What's up, man?
Yeah. I always have, stuff in the works just because like of my nature, man. Like if I'm watching a movie,
Can we get a hint?
Yeah, I'm down. This is probably gonna be my next video. I'm going on vacation tomorrow and I'm really excited. So I'm not gonna be able to film the video, but it'll be out the week after next week. But the theory. So the homie Zukane, he comes to the streams a lot and he's also in my Discord. He was talking about how the 5 Elder Stars could be based on the 5 mythical beasts of China. And I had to swap out a lot of the things he said because I felt like there were better things to say, if that makes sense. So I basically had to modify a lot in his theory because I thought it had potential. But to summarize, basically, when you look at Marineford's design, you can see like a lot of Chinese architecture. So I was interested to see how much the Godasei could relate to China. I personally think the Godasei and the world government are going to relate to multiple things, but I wanted to specifically look at China. China has 5 mythical beasts that are correlated with the 5 ancient planets. And the 5 ancient planets of the real world are being implied to be the 5 ancient planets in the One Piece world. That's why one of the Godasei's name is Saturn, and that's why they're called the 5 old planets. You could basically connect each planet to a mythical beast in China, and one of those mythical beasts is actually Kaido's Devil Fruit. And I think that works in favor for the theory because Oda is trying to imply something big happened at God Valley, and I think what happened was the death of a Godasei. And you would have like this kind of narrative where the Godasei lived on God Valley. They had these mythical Zoans. Zebek went there and killed one, and Kaido inherited that Seiryu Devil Fruit, and the other Godasei have the other 4 mythical beasts. And I even like looked at the first appearance of the Godasei in the manga. I remember when like we first got the name drop to Saturn, I did this, but I looked at the first panel of the Godasei in the manga, and they were all in a row, and the Luffy's poster was in the middle, kind of like representing the sun. And I noticed Saturn, the Godasei, was on the far right. So my thought was, in the first panel of the Godasei ever being shown, Oda showed us the orders of their names corresponding to the distance from the planets have to the sun, if that makes sense. I worded that kind of weird.
No, I get it.
So
pretty cool.
It's like a whole bunch of little things tied together, bro.
What are the... I mean, I don't know if you want to save it for the theory itself, but what are these mythical animals?
It's the turtle of the north, the Azure dragon of the east, the vermilion bird of the south, which looks like that bird that Ash Ketchum first saw in season 1, and he didn't know what it was. The yellow dragon of the center, and the White Tiger of the West.
Yeah. So here's the crazy thing. Another. There's a few reasons. I'm not gonna give away too much sauce right now, but there's a few reasons why I strongly believe in this theory, and specifically the orders of the Gorosei, with which planet they correspond to and the animal they correspond to. So basically, I had to go through like 15 Wikipedia pages, and I noticed that again, the 5 ancient planets were correlated with directions, and then those directions were correlated with the mythical beasts. And again, I looked at the first panel of the Gorosei, and I noticed that Saturn is on the far right with Luffy being in the middle. So I speculate that the order of the Gorosei is from the distance they have to the sun. The one that would be, I think, Venus would be the Gorosei Gandhi with the sword, which would mean that he's the White Tiger. Now, if you think about how much Zoro has been represented in the story with tigers, I think a lot of people, if they assume Zoro fought a Gorosei member, they would fight the Gorosei Gandhi. And my logic behind the whole big theory is that he would be the White Tiger. So that lined up really, really good.
So Threevil,
yeah.
Based off this, there will be one that doesn't have a fruit. Correct?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Would it be the youngest one?
Hold on. Before we continue, too, what's kind of interesting is that they represent the elements within our universe, right?
Yeah.
And the White Tiger of the West, his element is metal.
Yep. Okay. Oh, you're already peeping. You're already peeping a lot. One more little thing I'll throw in there, because when I pitch this theory to the homie, and usually when I do that, it's a certain friend I have. Usually when I do that, he'll instantly start telling me these banger details. Like, he's just a machine. But I pitched him this theory, and he's like, "Wait, isn't it kind of funny that the yellow dragon is with the yellow monkey?" What he's referring to is Gorosei Saturn would be a yellow dragon from the 5 mythical beasts of China, and he's going to Egghead right now with Borsalino Kizaru, the yellow monkey. So that seems like a really cool pair that Oda's pushing to Egghead, because when you look at Wano, it was Monkey D. Luffy versus the dragon Kaido. So again, like, you know, dragon with the monkey, yellow and yellow. Like, I noticed that, or he noticed that. That really sold me.
Hey man, I can't wait for that to drop. Honestly, that sounds dope.
Appreciate it, man. I don't even know, man. Like, I'll get like one little detail that I'll find interesting, and then it just becomes a rabbit hole, man.
Listen, bro, I talk to Par almost every day, so I get it.
Thank God
Literally.
for Par, man. He's such a nice guy. Anytime I hit this man up bro, I'll hit him up at like 4 a.m, like about some like random like YouTube SEO information, and he's like there to respond right away. Like, Parvision's a great guy.
Bro, I'm
And
telling
he's
you
psycho.
right now, he's 10 toes on the ceiling of his house, just like this, bro.
A bat?
Just looking down, like he's just vampired out, bro. Just waiting.
Let me see. So King Kronos with the 20 says, "Can you unban me?" We figured that out. Kronos, again, thank you, bro. Terrence,
you banning people?
I don't even know
ban
what
him.
happened.
Ban him, bro.
I told
Ban them.
I had to slip a little note to my mods right now. We got it figured out. It was a glitch.
Listen, our mods be going crazy, man. So do what you gotta do.
Rightly so.
And then Terrence with the 2, he said we saw him handle them easily. He's referring to the Green Bull Queen King conversation. Appreciate that, Terrence. And then Twilight with a membership. Thank you and welcome to the 3-Eyed Tribe. I'm glad I took that. Like, isn't that pretty clever, bro? The 3-Eyed Tribe? Like, that's the community, bro.
I like that for you, bro.
Appreciate it, bro. And then Terrence with another 2. Robin broke Aokiji to pieces. That's how Logias are. Any thoughts?
That's in reference to Larry's whole like Green Bull turned into a sapling thing. I think it's a little different. I will acknowledge that it does seem a little different of a situation.
Well, Aokiji wasn't trying to fight them. He was even willing to let them go. Where like Green Bull was like, yo, I'm coming to take your heads. You guys are worthless. Yo, like discrimination is needed. You guys aren't a part of the world government, so I'm gonna kill thousands of you in order to reach Luffy. Like, he clearly was like fully engaged, right? Like,
I'm just saying he took no damage. That's all I'm saying.
until Yamato showed up and punched him in the face.
But you were talking about the Momo attack. Specifically, I'm saying he took no
We're not
damage.
getting. We're not gonna ruin Threeville's stream again with the same combo.
Where were we?
Also, he's a glazer, bro.
He's a yeah, that's fact. He's literally
He
like
wasn't arguing his personality, bro.
nah, bro.
Let's
Let's talk about that, bro. I don't like
He's a
how
glazer.
he's like the Admiral version of Lucci. I don't even like Lucci to begin with. I'm gonna be honest. Lucci's my least favorite villain in the story.
Yo,
I'm gonna just throw that out there.
You and Larry just became best friends.
Good, bro. I feel like he has no substance. All right, let's compare him to someone like Hody, because people slander Hody in Fishman Island all the time. At
It's
least,
way too much slander, bro. Way too
bro,
much.
on God, every time I
Crazy.
reread that arc, I get so emotional. I absolutely love the storyline there. But like, look at Hody, right? At least when he had that little moment saying, "Oh, the humans never did anything to me, no reason," like that hit. You know, it was like, damn, like they pass on the racism, you know, through the generations, and it's just affecting people almost, you know, for no reason, just because they're watching it.
Were you like week to week then when that dropped?
No.
All right, so I was, and that got such a mixed reaction from the fan base. It was so wild. People were like, "Yo, this is genius. This is what bigotry. This is what racism. This is what it's like." It gets passed down from generation to generation without you actually experiencing anything. You're just taught to hate, and people are like, "That's amazing," and everybody else was like, "Yo, this is the worst plot reveal ever!" Like,
bro.
all going crazy, and I was like, "Yo, wait, what?"
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a huge dweeb, man. I've been through the story multiple times. Sure, I might slip up here and there, but Fishman Island is so well written in the manga, and like you have like the typical stereotype. Oh, the villain was a sad little boy and he grew up poor, and then oh, he had a reason. But like Oda turned that on its head. Like Oda tried to do something new, and I feel like he did it. I feel like he did it great.
Yo, Threeville, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Most people that think that Hody wasn't like a solid character to a degree is not a minority, bro. I'm gonna keep it a straight buck. I know that's gonna sound crazy, but like it's true. If you're
I
not-
cannot confirm nor deny.
Listen
Listen
to me, bro. If you haven't been in the shoes of said person,
Oh my God,
you won't know
bro.
what the reasons why they do what they do.
We're
Yeah.
online. There's no way to know what race half the people's takes are.
Listen, bro. Listen,
No.
listen, bro. The people who are in chat.
Toby in chat right now. What do you did? He's black.
Yo, but listen to me, bro. Listen, bro. He lives in a nice area, man.
He lives in a nice area. That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna thank me for this take
Yo,
later.
I love it.
Yo.
There's so many he's not wrongs in chat. That's what's so funny.
He's
Yo, 'cause
spitting,
I'm-
bro.
Listen, bro, that's the truth. It's really the truth. If you
Oh.
you will never realize why some people do what they do based on the community or the way they've been treated, right? And this is passed through generations. We've seen it in real life, right? Especially in minorities. It's just like for example, people get redlined, and that has definitely happened to a degree, and with the fishmen, and the way they've been treated their whole lives. Like Hody wasn't allowed to go on the Ferris wheel, even though he could see it from afar, because he knew if he did, he would be treated so terribly and be probably sold and bought. That doesn't come with just the standard 5 minutes of being treated like. No, that's been since he was like a child. His parents taught him to not do certain things, to act a certain way around certain people because of, what I'm saying? Like all that comes into factor. And like usually in real life, if you don't have those same life experiences or something even close to that, and you're basically privileged to do whatever you want, you're never going to think a character like Hody or even Arlong to that degree didn't feel the way they felt because of certain reasons. You would think that they were just plain old evil, even though they did do evil things. It's just they're a product of their environment, I would say.
100%. But
You was spitting, bro.
yeah, he was. But like, see, you get that kind of character, and compared to Lucci, it's like, come on. Like, are we really gonna act like Hody is a crime against the story when Lucci's like I just want to kill. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's
Lucci is definitely the most hollow villain, but I think that was the point, right? Is that Luffy was fighting like a non-leader for the first time. He was fighting just a subordinate there's no real like goal there other than to be evil. It's like you're not putting anything on your back really. I'm doing that on my end because I'm the leader. I have to be the head. You're just this soulless killing machine that I have to stop because you're gonna kill my Nakama. So
yeah,
and he was representing the world government and how evil it can be. So like Lucci didn't need to be fleshed out or any more like than he was to me, but I get what you're saying. When they reappeared in the story, I didn't mind seeing Lucci, but like when Kaku, how'd you feel about the Kaku Lucci awakenings, Threevil? That's what I need to know. Because I was tight. Bro.
You know,
especially Kaku. What are you doing?
my thing about awakenings in general, which would include those, is like Kaido. You know, if he had an awakening, it should have been clear. Same thing with King and Queen. It's like the Animal Kingdom, the Beast Pirates. Where are the fucking awakenings, man? Like, at least if Oda said, you know, maybe Kaido had an offhand comment, oh, I'm not awakened yet. At least, like, Oda addressed it. Maybe, sure, a lot of people wouldn't like if Kaido said that, but at least it would be addressed, right? And I feel like Oda kind of left us hanging with a lot of these awakenings.
I think the other problem is that he straight up had Kaido speak on awakenings and then actively didn't show us his.
Yep.
Like, what's the point? Like, imagine Goku was like, yeah, man, Super Saiyan 3 go crazy. And it's just like, nah, we're not doing anything.
That's a crazy comparison.
Like, I don't understand. What are we doing? So, I don't know. That's me, though.
I hated it.
It was just, it's just disappointing. Even if it was just Kaido, I'd have been cool with it. Like, if only Kaido would have been awakened, I'm like, I bet it's Luffy's opponent, he should get that. The fact that we didn't get any pronounced awakenings from anybody, and these dudes have had their Devil Fruits for seemingly decades, and then the next arc we just get Kaku who's had his Devil Fruit for like 2 years. Like, what are we doing, man? I'm still salty to this day. I'll never not be salty.
Yo, so Threevil, I did have a theory regarding why they did awaken, but nobody agreed with me and called me a hater. So, and I'm gonna tell you why it might. Hold on. This is why it might come true, right? So, just because Kaido has all this experience, he's super talented. We know that the hockey's there. We know that the understanding of how to awaken is there as well. He just never awakened, so people were like, yo, his mind and body didn't match up, yada, yada, yada. Which would be a horrible case for Kaido, right? Because of everything I just stated. Then we have Lucci and Kaku. They really haven't been through anything. They haven't gone through any obstacles that we know of, besides them just on the run from the world government and then being reinitiated. And then they just come through and then they just have awakenings. But their awakenings are different colors, right? And for someone like Kaku, you can say Rob Lucci is super talented, so he might have found a way. But Kaku isn't talented. He's not as talented or a prodigy like Lucci. So Kaku awakening was crazy, right? But he did awaken. So we heard from Vegapunk during that arc when he saw the Warrior of Liberation. He asked the Straw Hats, how did Luffy transform to this? How did he do that? And they were like, yo, I don't know anything about this. Like, this is like kind of our first time seeing it. So I was like, yo, I think Vegapunk made a synthetic drug to awaken Zoan users within the Marines. And then people were like, yo, this is the craziest thing you could say. All you do is hate. You're a hater, yada, yada, yada. And you get that too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what happens with Chopper and Beppo? Chopper gives him a synthetic Sulong awakening. So if Chopper can create such medicines such as that, then we know for sure that Vegapunk can, right? Like, he's out here creating organoids. He's creating people. You know, we got Judge creating clones, which are people that within, I think, 5 years, they become grown adults. So it's like, we know that this is possible. So I think what happened with Lucci and Kaku is that Vegapunk has a synthetic awakening, and that's how it's happening for these two guys right now. Because there's no other reason to explain why they would, but Kaido wouldn't.
Threevil, I have like another piece to expand on that, which is like something me and Larry have talked about a little bit before. I think that Vegapunk's mom is Dr. Crueja. Yeah, and essentially, the reason that he has a synthetic awakening is because the 20 or so, or the 80 or so doctors that didn't stay on Drum Kingdom ended up going to flee to the world government and Vegapunk at her behest so that they had some little like reference to Rumble Balls. And so Vegapunk was able to use the Rumble Ball knowledge that Kureha gave them in order to create this synthetic awakening for people. So
Yo.
I'm gonna do a little short video on that a little bit. There's more to it than that, but just know.
Nah, you don't even realize how hard that is, bro. Nah, like seriously, that's fire. Cause then you could look at Vegapunk in the Egghead Island arc as like the upgraded Drum Island in a sense. Like, cause we're comparing like Lucci Kaku Awakenings to the Rumble Balls, which I guess in a way is like a weaker version of an awakening. It's like I feel like Oda loves to do these islands that are like the better version or the more amped up version of something we've already seen. So to me that would fit really well. Damn.
The thing is that he'll do that, and he'll do it for multiple arcs in one arc in like the post time skip. So like a lot of times people say like, okay, Dressrosa is the elevated version of Alabasta, right? And then other people say, oh, I see that this other arc is in there, this other arc is in there too. So like sometimes he'll just take elements from other arcs and add them into this. And the fact that he's a doctor and there's so much, like everybody talks about what this arc is going to mean for Frankie and Chopper, right? And it's like, how do we get more expanded there? I don't know, I just feel like Kureha has been added back into the story as well. Drum Island's been added back. Literally, Larry brought it up. Chopper's out here selling drugs and stuff and giving people Rumble Balls on the low. So, you know, I just feel like it's clearly in Oda's thought process right now to revisit Chopper and the Rumble Balls. So, I don't know. I feel like Synthetic Awakenings work. I don't think Lucci necessarily needed a Synthetic Awakening. He's had his Delph for a long time. He's a prodigy, etc. Kaku is talented. I just don't know why he, with only having his fruit for like a couple years, not even like it's been what, not even 2 years. It's been like 2 years.
Hey, let me throw this in real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone asked, I guess, I mean, I don't care if you both answer it, but they said, do you believe the awakening Zoan types in Impel Down was a failed experiment of Vegapunk's?
So I was just about to say that.
Okay.
I was gonna add that piece to it.
So what I think is too that Vegapunk will also try to fix them at a certain point with those same Rumble Balls. I think there will be a reverse effect as well. But here's what's crazier to add on to Sebastian's like theory. Yo, Dr. Kureha lives on Drum Island. We know that Drum Island is a winter island. Where's Vegapunk from? What kind of island? Winter Island.
Yeah, Winter Island.
Karakuri Island, I think it's called.
Karakuri Island.
So it's like they're both from Winter Islands too.
Okay.
And the thing is, she was experimenting with like these different medicines, and then Chopper put them together and created the Rumble Ball. But when we saw Vegapunk in his early years, you know, he was messing with the devil fruits and animals themselves in order to help build this geothermal infrastructure to heat the island. So there is some type of like need for Zoans in particular that happens to might be a connection, but we don't know.
No, I really like that, and honestly, I've always had like these ideas about Kureha, like, oh, was she a rock spy? Where was she? Was she with Roger? I've never even like thought of her being Vegapunk's mom, dude. You know how crazy that would be, like if that was actually
it
real?
goes even deeper.
It goes deep
because
she'd have been in her like 80s or so.
But the thing is too, right? It's like, how is she the oldest person alive?
Right.
We don't know, right? But that medicine might play an effect, and the only way you could do that is we've always looked towards like animals, specifically like lizards, in order to grow our limbs back, right? And that would be the same way in One Piece. They would look at Zoans and animals themselves. So that's probably how she extended her life. But also, it does come down, she also was the first person to mention the D-Clan name.
Yeah, and that's a question, like why, like how why is it her to do this, like of all characters, and we're just gonna conveniently not explain, like. And then like you have like the whole thing about Blackbeard specifically going to Fishman Island. Like Oda went out of his way to make that a point. Like, remember the Fishman Island dialogue?
Nah, I thought it was no.
He went to Drum Island.
He went to Drum Island.
No, oh yeah. So there was at Fishman Island. They were talking about the Drum Island situation. Do you remember what they said?
Oh,
I'm trying to remember. But
So
I don't remember.
So when we first went to Drum Island, obviously we learned Blackbeard was just there like weeks ago or whatever. But boom, fast forward to Fishman Island. They're having a conversation. The Straw Hats are having a conversation about the Blackbeard pirates, and they're talking about how Blackbeard's main goal is to go from island to island grabbing devil fruits, which at the time reaffirmed what fans believed. But more importantly, Chopper went out of his way and he was like, wait, does that mean Blackbeard wants my human fruit? And
I remember that now.
Usopp responded to Chopper by saying, LOL, nobody would ever want that, and Oda cut off the conversation. People watching the stream already know where I'm going with this. I've noticed a lot of times when Oda foreshadows something, it's because of a character hinting a conclusion, and then Oda interrupts the conversation. Like, he's done that several times now. So I find it really funny how, again, fans had the question, why did Blackbeard go to Drum Island? And then Oda reintroduced that question hundreds of chapters later. So like, surely there must be some kind of reason there that
You know what's funny too?
was good.
Guess who's coming to Egghead?
Blackbeard?
Blackbeard's coming to Egghead.
Let's
too,
go.
man.
You're on the
It's
train?
like, yo,
You're on the train?
listen. Chopper fruit on the chopping block, bro.
Let's
Good
go.
one, bro. Good pun.
What? I mean, it wasn't a pun originally. but
Originally.
Yeah.
Hey, this one's an interesting one. Appreciate you, Mr. Bushido. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this one, man. Yasopp killed a celestial dragon to save Usopp. That's why he left.
No, Yasopp
No?
is just a terrible father. That's it. He didn't do it for any greater good. He's a piece of shit. That's all it really is, bro. I'm not giving him no credit.
I really hope he comes back into the story and meets Usopp and is like, yo, how's your mom?
Oh, that's wild.
I hope Usopp hooks off on that dude, bro.
Do we actually think he's like the most, like the best example of a deadbeat in One Piece, or is there a father I'm looking over right now?
Is there a
Kaido?
Yes,
Kaido?
Three
Kaido?
though.
Kaido? Kaido?
It's right in front of your face. It's Dragon.
Dragon's
Dragon.
not a worse father than
But-
Dragon literally stayed away from his son all his life to the point his son didn't know his
Kaido
dad
existed.
existed.
Kaido imprisoned his child.
Hold on, though. Like,
Yo, he still gave her food.
What?
He
Bro!
Left his son, no, he left his son with his grandfather.
He
You know
still
what I mean?
gave her
Well,
food.
I'm a revolutionary.
That's your headcanon.
No, but it's true.
No, it's not.
Ask him.
Yo, but that's your headcanon.
Does Garp not have Luffy when he's a kid?
Garp literally could have been like, yo, you're not gonna take care of your son.
Yo, we're
That's
the
gonna
most
hold on.
famous
Hold
criminal,
on.
bro.
You're not gonna take care of your son? And he's like, nah. And then Garp was like, okay, then I'll have to take him.
That's your headcanon.
Yo,
How you gonna say it's my headcanon and your headcanon too?
but the point is, it's both headcanons. You just saying
It's
like
both.
it's definitive.
I'm saying Dragon's excuse is better than Yasopp's, right? Because Dragon's excuse is I'm trying to change the world and I'm the world's most famous criminal,
Listen, bro.
etc. I can't have my kid with me. They're gonna
I can name
kill him.
three
Yasopp
fathers.
was like, yo, this dude trying to be a pirate. That sounds dope.
I can name
It's not for the greater good.
I can
It's
name
for the world. It's because Shanks was like, yo, let's have fun, bro.
Are you done?
Let's go do the thing.
Are you done?
Let's go do the thing.
Come on, bro.
I could name-
We're gonna be pirates. Jump in.
I can name three other bad dads that are still better dads than Dragon is.
You're tripping, bro.
Outlook, Sabo's dad.
We got
Judge is a way better dad than Dragon
No
because he was just there.
way.
yo, you're.
And Homing, Doflamingo's dad.
I'll give you homing, but Judge?
like
Homing is a better father.
Judge?
than
listen,
most of these
they're all three of them are trash dads, but they're still
Judge
better
is-
dads
no,
than Judge.
bro,
I mean,
no,
than
no,
Dragon.
No, you're tripping.
I can't put Judge over Dragon in terms of fatherhood, man.
Judge is
That will.
Judge, bro. He actively like poisoned children before they were even born, like in the womb. Was like, yo, I'm gonna see if these kids could be something.
Yo, Dragon was like,
Come on, man. You're tripping.
Ayo, and just bounced. Like he
Ayo.
never was involved.
Sure.
This is the point, bro. This is
He's
the point.
on the run.
Hold on. This is the point. I don't care. There's a bunch of people on the run. Who cares, bro?
Bro.
Listen. This is my point, and this is completely upon what you guys believe in perspective wise. Your dad can be a bad dad and still be better than a dad that was never even there. That dad that was never even there, never even got the chance to treat you badly. That makes him a worse father, in my opinion.
Bro.
You have to at least give me some trauma, bro. You know what I'm saying? You left and I couldn't even receive it.
Yo, you alright, bro?
Yo, bro,
Are you not? Seriously? Are you? Do we gotta end it? Are you okay?
Alright, I'm serious, bro. I feel like this is a realistic point of view. Like, he didn't even give the chance for Luffy to experience that if he was a bad dad or not. He just bounced.
Larry, again, this is the problem with what you're saying. If he just left Luffy somewhere in the jungle and didn't leave, he left him with the supervision of Garp.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. That's who had him. Garp brought him to Fuchsia Village. Like, that's where he was.
But we don't know where. Garp is a bad dad too. He didn't even want to deal with Luffy.
Whatever. I'm saying you're saying
Garp wasn't
that he
too
just
bad.
left Luffy somewhere. That's not what happened.
Garp left his grandson with a bunch of bandits that didn't want him in a forest where he left with 2 other kids that tried to kill him.
Garp knew Luffy had plot armor, so that don't even count. Garp knew. Same thing about you didn't even factor that in. Dragon knew, bro. We're really gonna put Kaido over. All right, tell me right now, who was the worst father, Dragon or Kaido?
Dragon.
Oh man, yo.
What are you doing, Larry? What are you
Dragon.
doing, bro? What are you doing?
Ultimately, he wanted Yamato to become the leader of Wano. She chose not to, and he was like, "Yo, that's not in my vision." There's no difference.
Beat her and like,
You
come on, Larry.
did your parents not ever beat you and put you on punishment? Hold on,
Discipline.
hold on,
Discipline.
hold on.
God, bro.
Hold on. So you're saying that your parents never gave you a whooping and put you on punishment?
Oh my God, bro. You can't be serious.
Getting spanked and getting abused are 2 different things.
Listen, bro, I would rather get abused than never know my true dad.
Damn.
What are we talking
Yo, bro.
I don't know.
Bro, what do you mean? Yo, you said Judge, bro. Judge literally put Sanji in an iron mask and said, "Yo, you figure it out, bro."
You're talking about spankings instead of like being jailed. And
Oh
being
my
abused.
God,
Listen to me, bro. I know this doesn't sound
bro.
like.
I would much rather be not even abandoned because again, Garp had custody. Basically, he gave him the Garp.
Yo, when was
and
that?
said, "Yo, figure it out."
Hold on.
Give him the abandoned. That's
Hold on,
fine, but it's-
Charlie, hold on. When's the earliest time we seen Luffy with Garp?
He was
Water
like
7.
4 or whatever.
What is no.
Or
I
my-
He's saying the youngest we saw Luffy.
Yeah.
Oh, when he was 9?
He was younger than that even. He
When?
literally
Or
gave
was
him
he-
to. It was
Okay.
Or was he
gave him
7?
he stabbed him.
Okay, he gave him to the Don.
Dodon, yeah.
The Dodon, right?
Yeah.
Did we see him before that?
Bro, what do you think? Garp discovered his grandson one day?
Yo,
What are we talking
I'm
about?
asking you a question. Did we
He
see him
discovered his
before
grand-
that?
So because we didn't see
Did-
Luffy's birth,
Hold on.
we have to hold Dragon accountable?
Did we see him before that?
No.
Okay. So he could have just been chilling in Fuchsia Village, abandoned, found out that his grandson was here because of Shanks the pirate, who is world renowned by then because he had a billion-berry bounty,
Okay, let me
and
ask
was like, yo,
me ask you this.
that's my
Let
grandson.
me ask you this.
I wanted you to become this, and that.
Let me ask you this. Say Dragon takes Luffy with him, infant child, on my mission to overthrow
Why not?
the world government.
Why not?
And Luffy dies. Is he a trash father then? Or is he a better father because he was there and put his son in risk of getting murdered at 1 year old?
Okay, is Roger a bad son? A bad father?
He died before he could even be a father.
Yo, he had Buggy and Shanks on his crew as kids. Is he a bad dad?
Bro. So now Dragon is at fault because he's not as strong as Roger?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about specifics. I thought we were talking about having children on your ship and being able to care for them because you have this ambitious goal.
Children on your ship is not a positive. Roger did that because he is a pirate who knew he could take care of it.
Okay, so we have Odin. Odin had Hiyori and Momonosuke.
Oh, bro. The thing is, even as a pirate, being a pirate and being a revolutionary are not the same thing. They're just not.
So one's consistently hiding, meanwhile one's sailing the seas getting hunted down by Marines. Which one sounds more dangerous?
Being a revolutionary is more dangerous than being a pirate.
I saw a revolutionary by the name of Dragon get found out by Blackbeard that his place existed in a certain area, and he
And they
just
had
bounced.
to leave.
Exactly. He doesn't fight people, so he's
How are
really.
you gonna raise kids in that environment, bro?
I saw Sabo get raised by a dragon. He raising other people's kids.
Damn. Okay, but that's Dragon, bro.
But the point, but this is the difference. The point that Dragon is trying to, not the point, but Dragon is actively trying to let Luffy choose for himself. If he wanted to be a revolutionary one day and came to him, cool. If you want to be a pirate, cool. You want to be a marine, cool.
Hold on.
Sabo was actively speaking like a revolutionary.
Hold on. So
it was like, yo, come through.
So when did Luffy ever find out about the revolutionaries? What age did he find out about it?
Was he 17? Listen, I'm not saying he's a great dad. I'm not saying that. There's an element of bad fatherhood here.
Listen.
I'm just saying what Dragon did is not comparable to what these other actual terrible fathers did.
We're gonna agree to disagree, so Threevo could continue his stream and hosting. Okay, but what I will say is this: he ain't even give Luffy the chance to join the Revs because he never told him because he was never there. Oh my god.
Damn.
That's it.
I mean, like that's true. You know what?
Threevo, you starting to come to my side. I feel it. I know it, bro. I feel your energy.
Hey,
bro.
I'm not even.
It's loud.
Hey, I can't even lie. I was definitely against, like, not to drag it on, but I was definitely on the side that, like, I'd probably not want to know my father if I knew I was going to be abused. But I'm starting to understand why people would feel the other way. It's not that I'm necessarily on the side, but I can kind of see where they're coming from.
Yo, listen, man. You never even got the chance. That's the point, bro.
Listen,
Give me the chance, bro.
I'm gonna put you.
I need to know if you are going to or not.
Don't
You know what I'm
forget,
saying?
bro. Uncle Sebastian gonna put little Larry Jr. in an iron mask and see if
An
that's
iron
better.
mask is insane.
See if that's better, bro.
I'm calling the cops, bro.
Oh, you called the cops? Why?
Cops,
I
like-
think Judge is such a good person,
Listen, bro. At least you tried.
We got dudes adopting children because they can't stand their existing kid, and you're trying to tell me they're better parents than Dragon right now.
Dragon ain't even raising Sabo. It's Hack. It's Kuma. Listen, Dragon got
Hack?
Ivankov
Yo.
walking around booty shorts around 3-year-old Sabo, bro. What are we talking about, bro?
Oh,
Are we
damn.
serious?
Leave a move on, bro.
All right,
Come on.
Mr. Bushido said, what did Zoro want to ask Vegapunk?
Oh man.
Yeah, we never got
Man.
clarification on that. But he said he never really asked Vegapunk for something. He just said that we have demands.
Yeah.
See, when the chapter dropped, I thought about the smile fruit because Zoro was the one who was like, I don't say most impacted, but he was the straw hat that they used to have the emotional connection to the smiles, like when it was revealed through Hiyori. So maybe he's a doctor, he's a genius, like maybe he has something that can cure them. That's where my mind went because he has like he never technically avenged Yasu. So I was like, maybe it went that way, but y'all don't like how Zoro be written anyway, so
I mean,
this is what it is.
like, I have a theory that Zoro is literally possessed, like he has a literal demon inside of him, because like the Ashura has not been addressed. And looking at all the devil fruits in the story, and then you have someone like Cavendish who has this really weird innate ability, I feel like Zoro deserves to be explained. And it's kind of funny because like one of the recent anime episodes, apparently they gave Zoro horns, and like people kept adding me in that, and like I was unsure if I want to take that as like another piece of evidence, but you know what, I will. There's also been a lot of times where Luffy calls Zoro an ogre or a demon like over and over and over again. I feel like sure you could play it off and be like, oh, it's just a joke, it's just Zoro's nature, but I feel like there's something there. And you also have like at Fishman Island, there was a fish that saw Zoro do an attack that was off screened, and the fisherman said, what was that Grim Reaper with a scythe? And comparing that to Onigashima, we saw that exact same depiction, a Grim Reaper with a scythe. And I'm just under the impression that there's something going on with Zoro, and I do understand that for a lot of people he's more on the simplistic side, and I do respect that, but I do feel like there's still some wiggle room for that. What did you guys think? Or what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
So I've always thought so this was in like one of the theory videos that I had a while back, was that I always thought swords carried their own version of Klabauterman. And that's the
Mm.
reason why Zoro saw the Grim Reaper in Enma. The same way Usopp, in his emotional state, saw the Cloudberryman for the Going Merry. And it was able to fix itself up, right? Like, swords are able to also have a will of their own the same way ships can. And if you look at shipwrights and blacksmiths, they're basically the same thing. They just create different product, right?
Yeah.
And I've always looked at devil fruits in the same fashion as well, where we've been told that there are wills inside of devil fruits, but there might not just be the predecessors of the use of that devil fruit that's in the devil fruit itself. It might be the devil fruit itself, and that happened with the Nika fruit, right? So it's like, I think that there's a lot of instances where like Cloudberrymen happen to be more dominant than we actually thought that they were. So the Grim Reaper has never like really pointed out to me that it might lead to Zoro's lineage or something like that. I just always thought like, yeah, this is a Cloudberryman type of thing happening.
This is again like another example of you guys telling me stuff I didn't even think of. That literally never crossed my mind. That's
Yeah,
one of the
bro,
most
we're-
creative takes.
We're awakened, bro.
But Kaido's not.
Don't
That's
say
crazy.
we, bro. I didn't say anything. That's all you.
Yo,
You're the Dr.
you're not
Phil.
bro. You're awakened, but the King of the Beast ain't even awakened. Like the leader of the animal kingdom, bro. Nah, but we I'm not gonna drag
Not
it through
him.
the mud again. Nah, so a Cloudberryman. Okay, so do you think Oda's gonna play around with Cloudberryman outside of that? Like, do you think maybe, I know there's theories about Blackbeard being a Cloudberryman, or maybe Zebek was a Cloudberryman. There's all sorts of wild takes.
I always thought we would get more Cloudberryman stuff on Egghead just because of the whole what Vegapunk said about desires and the wills of like the devil fruits, like how they came about. So Cloudberryman seemed to be this like embodiment of ships and like what they were feeling. So if we're gonna be tying into that element of things, I think this would be the arc that we could start really expanding on that a little bit more. But then we started getting a lot more like battle-esque stuff happening with like Kizaru coming and Saturn and stuff. So I was like, maybe this isn't the arc. But when I was hearing about the devil fruits, I thought this would be the arc that we get more Cloudberryman info. But I don't know.
I don't. I think that when we have people, like for example, I know that there's talk about Blackbeard or Emu being a Cloudberryman, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, anything that hasn't realistically been perceived as like real within the verse, like humans, fishmen, minks, stuff like that, right? They usually are contained within like devil fruits. Those are where like people can become chain man or like a god, or can summon things out of his hair because it represents his thoughts and turn it real, right?
Mhm.
Like those are things that seem sort of like spirits in a way, put into a devil fruit, and then it's able to exist in the real world. I think that's what would happen with Cloudberryman. So essentially, if you're saying Emu's a Cloudberryman or Blackbeard is too, you're essentially saying that they're probably devil fruits as well, in my opinion, because that's the only time we've ever seen somebody's like hopes or dreams become a reality. So I wouldn't say that's ever going to happen, but I do think that they will exist inside of objects, right? So you would just have to say like we have to see more on that. Like it needs to be expanded upon just a bit more.
Okay. We got Mr. Bushido with the 5. Kid will be the king of the Yakuza, never given up on him or Carrot for Nakama. Sheesh. Are the admirals bringing? He might have mistyped that. Let me see. Okay, I think he's trying to say that the admirals are gonna be end game because everyone deserves their shine. So that's definitely like a segmented super chat. So the first part is he said that Kid will be the king of the Yakuza. Are you guys on the train that like the Yakuza exists in One Piece?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, no.
I think Oda has different ideas for Kid. He just hasn't had any Yakuza. He doesn't come off as a Yakuza either, Kid, to me personally. He has more of a rocker punk vibe. I don't see Yakuza there. Yakuza is a pretty organized group in the underground of Japan. I don't even know if Kid has any tattoos. Like I don't get Yakuza vibes from Kid personally. There's an honor element there that he just does not have. So,
Okay.
nah. I'll say yes to Carrot as Nakama because I've always been Carrot as the Lookout Gang.
How do you think
it's not
Oda
looking
works
great.
that out though?
The thing is, so this is me and Larry used to get into heavy arguments about this when Yamato was about to join or seemingly was going to join, and the whole thing is like the way Oda writes. It's like if you're going to tell me everything's going in this direction, like I expect there to be a change into the other direction, and that's where I went with Yamato. Like everything in her character was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join." There needs to be a shift in character direction that goes in the opposite direction. Everything with Carrot was kind of muddied, not saying anything. But then at the end, we have the twist where it's like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna be the queen of or the king of the dukedom of Zou, and clearly that's not how her character has been written to this point. So that with the parallel of the dukes also like stowing away twice. So they stowed away once on Roger's ship and then once again on once on Whitebeard's ship and then once again on Roger's ship. So I anticipate that she stows away again. That's what I thought was going to happen at the end of Wano, that she would stow away or whatever. We haven't gotten that. I think the only element that we could possibly get is that maybe she's inside Caribou or whatever, how you say his name?
Yeah, Caribou.
But either way, like I just don't envision her just being on the queen. Like that's just not where her character was written to me. I don't think anybody saw that as a natural progression of her. So I can see her dodging that responsibility. And then we have the whole thing with Pedro and why the Straw Hats are important and everything. So, and everything with her is Lookout focused. So maybe there just needs to be another push that gets her there. And the Straw Hats are supposed to be looked at in this light where it's not necessarily like, oh, we're recruiting you. It's somebody, I want to join that crew kind of thing. But I don't know. I've always been fond of Carrot for Nakama.
Bro, F all that, bro. I'm in the furries, dog. Bring her on, dog. Yamato should have been on for the side boob too, bro.
Oh my god.
What?
Let's go,
Yamato
bro.
is not a strong.
Listen, bro. Listen, bro. Don't put it in the manga if you don't want me to have it, man.
You
The
are
side
a
boob?
wild boy.
Listen, bro. I'm gonna just come out and say it, man.
You are a wild.
Who
Hey,
don't
what was
like
that?
it, sir?
What was that one girl rabbit from what was it, Space Jam? Was it Space Jam?
Nah, you're thinking of Roger's Rabbit.
Lola Bunny, or are you talking?
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Bunny?
Yeah, was that your first experience?
Yo, Lola Bunny was fire as a
Yo,
kid.
what's wrong
bro.
with y'all?
The first Space Jam with Michael Jordan. I was
You're
bricked
insane,
up
bro.
as a kid, bro.
Hey, yo.
How you gonna tell me?
Table
You're
thumping,
gonna
dog.
tell me not to curse on Threeville Stream, but you're gonna tell me you get
Bro.
bricked up at Lola Bunny.
Bro,
That's okay.
if I turn right, you better duck. That's all I'm
That's
saying, dog.
insane.
Dumb.
Oh man, Darker Than Black was hilarious.
Oh my god, bro. How about you? You a funny?
Nah, man. I can't do all that, bro. I can't do that, bro. As far as her,
Shame, bro.
I don't necessarily. Me personally, I feel like she should lead the Mink part of the Grand Fleet. You know, she could get some big shine by doing that. You know, Oda could, give her own segment in the final war where she's commanding all the Minks and maybe they have to take on like this one super powerful person. Like, I think she could get some shine that way. It's just like, I don't really see how she would be, on Egghead right now. I don't know if I'm
I need her
comfortable with
on
her
the ship, Threeville. On the ship.
on the ship.
Look out. Yes.
Well, so do you think she is she gonna come to Egghead, or has she been hiding this whole time, or
I don't know. I don't know how we make it work. Just make it work. That's where I'm at.
Oh, good.
I want her to be a pillow, bro.
All
You
Like,
are
they think she's a
wild.
pillow. No, they think she's a pillow because she's like furry. She's
Yo,
she probably stank, bro. I want to keep it a bug. She's a rabbit.
Carrots do be stank. I mean, rabbits be.
I would love for her to like just show up randomly, like in a chapter, and like we're on the ship, and she thinks the orange is a carrot, so she bites into it. She's like, "What the f is this?" And then they're like, "What are you doing here? Why are you on the ship?"
So way back, I had the Snow Bunny theory, where she would eat Monette's devil fruit that turned into based off the tangerine that Nami has on the ship, or the oranges that Nami has on the ship. That she would stow away, eat it because she got hungry, and gain the snow devil fruit ability and become a Snow Bunny.
Garchu. Garchu, bro. Garchu, man.
Garchu?
Yeah, that's the thing that they
That's the
say.
thing the men say when they're rubbing their cheeks on other people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to see Luffy get annoyed with it.
Oh my
Like he's like, yo, stop, bro.
Larry's not acting different. This is what Larry's like. For
Bro.
those of y'all in the chat, this is Larry. This is him.
This man is wild, bro. Hey, now that Snow Bunny theory sounded pretty cool, though.
I mean, Oda be killing all my theories, bro.
Listen, bro.
It's alright.
Everybody loves a snow bunny.
Bro, every once in a while, Oda should pass us the pen, man. That
Yo, I thought
like
people was gonna say every once in a while you need a snow bunny.
every once in a while you need a Snow Bunny, bro. And carrots, that's the choice, bro.
You like snow bunnies, Threeville?
I like all kinds of Snow Bunnies, bro. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. Even the yellow ones.
Even the yellow ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yellow
You guys
sounds
don't get it.
good.
You guys don't get it.
Whoosh.
Yeah, it was an advance of one time.
You got
Advanced joke.
Yeah. All right. Never mind. Anyway, yo,
Um,
Threeville, are you going to Anime NYC this year?
when is that?
It's November 16 to 19.
I should go.
All right. I'll tell you what day we're going, but I know Par's going too.
Oh, I should definitely go. I haven't went to any
Yeah.
kind of events for like One Piece related stuff or YouTube stuff.
Are you somewhat in the area for NY, like New York?
I'm in Florida.
Damn. That's a short trip
Yo,
though.
three, but you a Heat fan? I'm leaving, bro.
I can't confirm or deny. I'm not a Dolphins fan though.
Okay.
Dolphins.
Yeah, that's a
is-
fish. Who likes fish, right? Not me.
This man's on his celestial dragon shit. This man's wild.
Yo, real talk, Threeville. I got a real question to ask you. Do you think Fisher Tiger had Conqueror's hockey?
Wow. I wish Oda confirmed that. I'm a huge Fisher Tiger fanboy, so
Yo, same.
based off that, I want to say yes, but I would feel biased if I fuck a yes. Yes.
Listen, I wish he did. He clearly didn't. But like, I wish he did.
Wait. You said you like Fisher Tiger,
Yeah, I love him.
but weren't you like slandering Adahime earlier?
Yo, listen, bro. Listen, she wasn't right. Bro.
She wasn't right.
Nah,
She was
I
too
don't think either
soft.
were truly right.
she should have took revenge, bro. Killmonger was right. All right.
You're insane.
Yo, real talk though. Yo, Fisher Tiger was that guy, bro. Loved me some Fisher Tiger.
The expectations that y'all had
Mhm.
for Zoro, that's what I had for Fisher Tiger, and he definitely did not live up to them.
Yeah.
And
Man.
I was
Yo, so we had an interesting question, Threeville.
Yeah.
strength wise.
No power scaling.
No, I'm
So,
saying my expectations of Fisher Tiger's
Yeah.
strength.
if the Seraphim S crocodile came to existence within the manga, you know how all the Seraphims have their own devil fruits. Which devil fruit do you think S crocodile would have?
What was the last devil fruit revealed through the Seraphim again? Was it Mr. One?
Mr. One was Mihawk's.
Okay.
Kuma had S Bear had Kuma's. S Snake had Boa Hancock's.
Okay. So at first, how I was understanding it, or how I thought it would go, is that the former Dofi pirates would be the or would have the devil fruits that Seraphim would have, but that kind of got proven untrue with Mr. One. His devil fruit going to S-Hawk. So now the way I see it is like probably anyone who's in Impel Down, they probably have a chance for their devil fruit to be on a Seraphim. So looking at it that way, I'm not too sure, man. I haven't
Put
actually.
him on the spot, bro.
Yeah, I have to put
that's
him on the
kinda hard.
spot.
So
Bro,
he's asking
Bro,
you this.
he theorizes things all the time.
Here,
he
so
brainstorms.
I'll give you one, right? So you remember the guy from the Doflamingo Pirates that could explode. I always forget his
Gladius.
name. Gladius. Yeah, so I was thinking like if his fruit was on Mihawk, that'd be pretty cool. Or S-Hawk, because like imagine he's able to like make his slashes explode when it hits something. Or like if someone manages to hit his body, he could explode and like damage the enemy. Like I feel like there's a lot of cool things Oda could do with that. So, you know, Oda didn't give it to S-Hawk, so maybe he'll give it to S-Crocodile.
All right.
So Larry's asking. We got a call. Somebody called in and asked us this on our show a couple weeks ago, and it was interesting. Basically, we had a variety of answers. I said the Rust fruit, the guy that stopped Zoro's blade and rusted it out. I forgot what the name of Zoro's sword was in Enies Lobby. Larry said, I think you said Ivankov's fruit. The whole
No. I said he should have got Magellan's venom fruit
Oh,
because he uses, it's a paramecia that acts like a Logia, and he has a poison hook, right? Like he directly poisoned Luffy. So I was like, that's a good one. But somebody said it before me, so I was like, you know what? Let's give him the hormone fruit so he could turn himself back into Luffy's.
Oh my, bro, you had me in the first half. You had me in the first half.
In Larry's defense, Oda be trolling with these fan theories. He literally was trolling with Aokiji and the Burn Scar Man. Like he did that last chapter.
He did.
Our Vision's whole Mihawk is a sword. Yeah, we got S-Hawk straight up is a sword basically based off Mr. One's fruit. I can see it, man. Plus the whole he be trolling. We still didn't see what young Crocodile looks like. Sir is there for what?
Hey, I need to bring you to the dark side, man. Luffy's mom's from Amazon Lily, bro. You're about to get red pilled on some theory shit, bro.
Okay.
So
Yo, they do got the baddest of baddies over there, bro.
they do, bro. That's like the leading reason, bro. I need Luffy's mom to be a baddie.
Yeah, imagine she's like Alvida,
Oh, like the good Alvida or
the pre-time skit, like the one that Luffy
oh
with
no,
Kobe.
no,
Dragon
no.
can't be going out like that, bro.
Listen, bro, you know what devil fruit she got, bro. That shit gotta be crazy, right?
But bro, like, let me put it this way: Dragon in the One Piece
Why did I say
world
that?
is labeled as like the world's most dangerous criminal, the world's most heinous criminal, right? If you compare that to the real world, like let's say you have like this one dude that like he has a Glock and he's trapping and he's like in Atlanta and he's rapping and shit and he's like super hood, bro. Every bad bitch on Instagram's gonna go for him, bro. Like think about that, like, bro. There's so many.
You saying Dragon flew Luffy's mom out?
Bro, he flew her out. He didn't even. Bro, remember how? Nah, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even.
To fly her out. You feel me?
Yeah.
Pull up the Baltigo, yo.
That's insane. Flew out to Baltigo. Nah, but So we know that there's a missing Empress at Amazon Lily. It's gonna be a woman that was before Boa, but after Shaki, because we learned that Shaki used to be an Empress. Now there was a statement by Buggy where he said that Rayleigh could be Luffy's uncle. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but in Sabaody in Japanese, throughout that arc, Shaki was calling Rayleigh her husband. But that wasn't really translated that well at the time to the One Piece manga, so it kind of got lost in translation. So if we assumed, well, I wouldn't really want to say assume. So since we understand that Rayleigh is Shaki's husband, and we take into consideration what Buggy said, we could come up with this argument that Shaki is the sister of the missing Empress. If that's true, then that means Rayleigh is Luffy's uncle. If you follow. You also have you have clues like Luffy being paralleled with the sunflower so much, comparing that to the Amazon Lily Empresses, they're always based off flowers. So I think something like Monkey D. Himawari would be cool. Plus Naruto's daughter's name is Himawari too.
What would Himawari mean? That would mean sunflower?
Yeah, that would mean sunflower.
Okay.
And that would fit Luffy really well, I feel. There's also another really important detail that for some reason I can't think of right now.
So you're saying Luffy's mom is Shaki's sister?
Yeah, basically. So that would make
She's a
Rayleigh
former empress, or she just the sister?
No, she's the former empress, basically. I have a video on this. There's a really good reason that I can't remember, but maybe I'll remember in a sec.
So I've always vibed with the Mihawk is Shaki and Rayleigh's son.
Oh,
I've always thought that was cool. But I never really thought, like, I've never dived too deep into the Luffy's mom thing. I just don't think we need it, personally.
Oda doesn't like women, bro. He's not gonna make women
go that
important, bro.
far. I just don't think we need Luffy's mom in the story whatsoever. Personally, I don't know what we gain from that.
Yeah, I feel like it could play into Garp's, or not Garp's, it could play into Dragon's backstory a little bit, and the chat just reminded me it. In Amazon Lily, they use the phrase "love is a hurricane" a lot. So you know, if Shaki's sister, the missing empress, was married a dragon and they had Luffy, that could play into the whole love's always a hurricane. That was like one of the leading reasons that made me even dig deep into this. But yeah, I totally understand the perspective of like Luffy's mom not needing to be important. I do agree. Like, if Oda never explained that, I wouldn't really complain. I just feel like there's room for it. And you know, you have characters like Big Mom, their whole personality is like being a mother, and then Mother Caramel, she was, you know, a motherly figure too. So when Oda says he doesn't care about moms, I think he has to be joking to an extent.
I'll say this. When I say that, I just mean I don't think she should be important in the current storyline at all.
Yeah.
If she's the motivational, like, if she's the factor that motivated Dragon to do the things that he's doing, I wouldn't mind that at all. I'd be fine with that. I just don't think she needs to appear and it's like a Luffy meets his mom.
Oh no, I think she's dead. I think she's dead. Okay, so that was my bad. So Boa, when she was speaking to Luffy and she showed Luffy her brand, she said that the previous empress, which is the missing empress, died of love sickness. Now, out of the 5 empresses that we know, that's the only one that died. So if she died of love sickness, that seems like Oda's kind of setting something up there. So
and Dragon was never there.
It's starting to connect.
It's starting to link, bro. Dragon, his issues with commitment and staying in one spot.
Oh, then that would relate to Usopp, because like, remember Yasopp, he left his son and the wife ended up dying of a sickness. So if Luffy's mom was a missing empress, we know that the missing empress died from a love sickness. That would make Luffy parallel with Yasopp if the dragon thing's true. I didn't even think of it like that.
That's what we're here for, dude.
Yeah, this is why Dragon continues to
stop it, bro.
Be on fraud watch.
How do you hate Dragon so much?
Fraud watch? I used to slander Dragon here and there, but I cooled down. What's your case?
Listen, bro.
What's the case?
Anything that he hasn't done. The dude hasn't even lifted his arm to drink tea, bro. Like, I don't know what can I say about Dragon. I don't know anything.
He stopped smoking at one time.
He not even the leader of the Revs at this point, if we being honest. It's Sabo. It's not even close. I ain't got much to say about Dragon. I've said enough.
You've been slandering him all day.
I've said enough. I think it's okay. Yo, Threeville, I have a question for you.
What's good?
Do you believe that Rox is a Buggy-like character?
Ah, man. So,
Far here?
Nah, is he actually? He might be.
Because I just need to know. I need to know where you stand on this. It greatly depends if we just stop collabing for all time.
So like, I do see like parallels with Buggy saying he wants to be king of the world. We know Zebek was the only other character besides Stelly that said they wanted to be king of the world as well. So that's one thing. I feel like the contrast between Shanks and Buggy, the whole story, also puts me under the impression that Buggy's the son of like a D pirate and Shanks would be the son of some kind of celestial on God Valley. So I see another dynamic there. But you know, as much as I feel like as much as I feel like Buggy might parallel with Zebek, I don't know how far Oda would go with it. Like, I don't know if Oda would make Zebek a literal clown, make Zebek a complete weak joke, and like he finesse his way to the top. I don't know. Like, it could only be minor similarities here and there. So I'm kind of torn on it. Like, I feel like either way, if Oda went with it, I wouldn't really care either way. But if I had to prefer one way, I would probably prefer for him to be strong.
All right, you chose the neutral route. I respect it.
I'm just saying it's possible. I'm just saying there is a realm of possibility. You can't discount the possibility, Larry. That's it.
Are you on the side that he's a joke?
No, I have Rock's #2 all time on my top like lists of strongest people. But again, so Par Vision, shout out to Par Vision, obviously. He put out a video that put his Fraud Valley video that's basically parallels Rocks to Buggy, with Mihawk being Whitebeard and Shiki being Crocodile, and basically saying that a lot of the elements there are similar, right? You pointed out a few already. The fact that, you know, Davy back fights took place on Beehive, everything, or was originated there. There's an element to it where we always talk about who the parallels in Roger's era and the past eras were to the current pirates, but we never talk about who Buggy's parallel is, right? We never do. And Par Vision was highlighting that Oda could go the route that Rocks is his parallel, where him and Blackbeard both share the dream of Rocks, but like Buggy's the actual version of him in the current timeline, and Blackbeard would be the version of him that if he was actually strong.
Yeah,
so it's just again, it's not my thing. I don't want to take credit for it. So shout out to Park. Definitely go check out that video if you can. But I just can't. To me, you can't discount the possibility. Oda literally changed Luffy's Devil Fruit to be a Toon Force fruit. Like, he don't care, bro. He's willing to write anything into the story at this point. So if he wants to make Rocks this hyped up figure that is actually not that to troll us, he could do that.
So
and he would have basically played the Buggy as a foreshadowing for it. Okay.
So I got something I want to like address / question. It's sort of related to what you're saying. I know you said that you have Zebek at #2 of your all-time. Now, one thing I feel like a lot of people don't take into account is that Roger and Garp fought Zebek 14 years before Roger became Pirate King. Do you feel like in that 14-year span, Roger got a lot stronger? Because if we scale Zebek to be really high, since it took Roger and Garp, but we acknowledge they weren't in their prime, that might seem unfair to do to some people. So how do you feel about like that gap between God Valley and 14 years up until Laugh Tale?
Do you want to take this or you want to take it?
I'll take it. I think no matter what we do when it comes to that point, Whitebeard was in his prime, and so was Big Mom. They were like 48. The only young person on the ship that wasn't in their prime considerably was Kaido. But he was also 21 and he joined at 16.
Your ages are off here.
Are they not?
Big Mom was like 28.
Nah, she was like 38 or something.
God Valley was like 40 years ago.
She's what,
Big
78?
Mom's like 68 years old.
No, she's like 70 something now.
Oh man.
Yeah, check the ages, bro.
I wish Lionel was here, bro.
Yeah.
Lionel always got the ages down.
Anyway, the point is, it's like there's always two things that I always want to talk about. One, he's the only person ever in the show that had 3 conquerors on his ship, and they bent the knee to him.
68, I told you, bro.
What is she, 28 then?
She was 28. She wasn't probably wasn't.
So he conquered 3 conquerors at once, and the one thing was, when he asked them to do something, they did it. So like when he told Big Mom, like, yo, like go get Kaido for me, she went and got Kaido for him. You can never see Mihawk or Crocodile listening to Buggy and saying, yo, go get Mr. 3 for me. They're never gonna listen to him, right? So that already means that there's some type of stature there. And then 2, it's like Whitebeard is the most crucial part of this system, because as we know, like, Whitebeard is unbelievably strong, and he definitely was in his prime around that instance. But it's like he would never serve under anybody he didn't see fit, right? Like, he just wouldn't. And then 3, they were consistently fighting amongst each other. And the only way you could get stronger is if you fight amongst each other. Like, if you just fight, if you have some type of adversity to increase your haki. They were already all monsters, right? Like, Big Mom at the age of 9 took out half of the Elbaf giants. You know, Kaido was going around doing whatever he wanted. Nobody could really stop him. And the only time he got captured is when he was hungry. And then Whitebeard was just making a mess of the sea itself. And then we had Shiki, who considerably could be considered for a fourth conqueror. So it's like these guys were consistently fighting amongst each other. And this one guy reigns supreme above them. So even though I do get the aspect that people do get stronger later on, it's just how many times did Roger end up fighting other people throughout those years? We don't know. We can say Garp fought other people, but did he ever fight somebody as strong as Rocks? Did Roger ever fight against somebody as strong as Rocks? Like, Luffy could fight Kaido right now, and his plateau would hit right now if nobody else is stronger than Kaido. So in regards to that, it's like there might have not been anyone as strong as Rocks at that point. And even afterwards, there might have not been. So Roger could have not gotten stronger. He could have just stayed the same strength. And so could have Garp. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why it ends up, we always hear, oh, Roger and Garp fought multiple times. Roger always asked, yo, if Sengoku and Garp is not here, then I don't want anybody, like get somebody that actually matters to me. And I don't think that there was that many heavy hitters in the old generation of the sea. I think there was a few, and most of them got passed by afterwards. So I would say that Whitebeard was probably the strongest with Roger, and it just stayed that way consistently until like Kaido came up in the ranks and such and so forth. So that's my only argument against that.
You brought up a great point, like Roger's greatest foe, right? So like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing I really want to rebuttal. I don't have a rebuttal, I should say.
Oh, I have a few, but we
go
keep
on.
Doing
I mean,
we keep arguing about this, and I don't feel
And the thing is too, it's like I just want to say, when Kaido brought up the people that could hurt him, he would never put somebody like Buggy in his top 5. You know what I'm saying? Like Mihawk would never put somebody like Buggy in his top 5 that could hurt him. Neither would Crocodile. There's obviously some type of strength that Rocks had that he admired, and he considered them part of Rocks and Whitebeard and Odin and Shanks. And Shanks is a recent foe for him, right? And he still compared Shanks to somebody like that. Buggy would never get that type of respect.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
that's just me.
he doesn't want to speak.
Rock's number one in the verse.
Watch
bro.
Par's video. That's all I can say.
Bro,
that's all I can say, bro. Is Par's video.
I love theorists. I do. They make One Piece better. But like, there be times where you could connect so many dots within a manga that's like 1,200 chapters. And there's some really good ones. I can truly think that the One Piece is an afro, but I know damn well it's not an afro, even though there's evidence that points to it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just know it's not that because it's just not like, it's just not, bro. Something that's that ridiculously like absurd would never be the One Piece. It would have to be something greater. You know what I'm saying? So all
Statue
I'm saying
of
is
Luffy.
like, yeah, it's like. Theories are really fun.
You say it's a statue of Luffy?
I got a video on that. I'm dead ass. Yeah, because I feel like Luffy and Blackbeard, they parallel in many different ways. You hear every YouTuber say that Luffy and Blackbeard are two sides of the same coin. Well, we learned that Blackbeard wanted to make Pirate Island a country. The only reason that Blackbeard would want to do that is so that the world can officially recognize a pirate country. And if the world knows that Blackbeard is the king of that pirate country, everyone's gonna want to go to that island because of Roger starting this generation of pirates. And that would have Blackbeard create this super powerful nation of pirates rather than just a ship. So I was thinking that Luffy, maybe he wants to create a pirate country too, because he did that in the Ace Sabo Luffy flashback. He made like a little wooden house and it said Luffy's country. Maybe Luffy would do the same thing, but instead of allowing crime and allowing terrorism and all the stuff that Blackbeard would allow in his country, Luffy would not allow that. And I was thinking, like, how far would Luffy go with that? Well, Luffy would have a free country. You know, there's that common saying, I know a lot of people don't agree, but the common saying of America being a free country, that's represented by the Statue of Liberty. If there was ever a statue of Luffy, that would be the Statue of Liberation. And quite frankly, there should be a statue of Luffy because he said it 4 times in the manga. I want a statue, I want a brown statue, I want a statue like Kiros, etc. So I feel like if Oda ever did make that statue to fulfill those 4 different occasions that span like hundreds of chapters, that would be the Statue of Liberation, and that should represent an island, represent someone or a nation that's free. And I feel like this nation could influence other nations around the country for them to be free. You know, I feel like you can have someone like Luffy influence the whole world without making the whole world live on one island type beat.
So let me ask you this, because I actually do like that a lot. But you said the One Piece is that statue.
Yeah.
Are you saying that this statue exists already, or it's just that it's the dream that Luffy was talking about in his, like, because I know you had like the Mayan calendar future elements into what you thought the One Piece was. I think the One Piece is.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of times, bro, like I don't want to be that kind of person that makes a theory and I'm like, all right, this is the end all be all, this is the only thing I'll say, I'm not gonna explore anything. I don't want to be like that, because what if you guys have a theory and you pitch it to me and I want to put it on my channel? Like, I want to be able to, you know, express all these different ideas, and you know, you might agree with some and you might disagree with some, but as far as I like that question, because one of the things I pointed out is in something like Planet of the Apes, right? The grand treasure that they found at the end was the Statue of Liberty, and that proved that there was a civilization that was very advanced and wiped out in the past. So I was thinking, like, with Blackbeard saying that dreams never die, I would probably be under the impression that Luffy has the same dream as Joy Boy. So if Joy Boy and Nika had this civilization that was advanced and they represented that country with a Statue of Liberation, and it looked exactly like Joy Boy and Nika, and then you fast forward hundreds of years, Luffy wants a statue of himself and he looks just like Nika and Joy Boy, that would play on the wishes and desires of Joy Boy and like what he did, while simultaneously making Luffy amped, because Luffy is not that bright. Luffy would probably see that statue of Nika and he would probably be like, oh yeah, that's a statue of me, I've asked for it 4 times in the story, I finally have a statue. And then like that plays into the whole free country thing. But that's a huge rabbit hole that
Nah, I gotta watch that theory, bro. That sounds pretty.
So you're saying that the dream that Luffy has is the One Piece?
Not necessarily. I'm saying that Luffy's dreams to have a pirate country, and the One Piece is going to be used for that pirate country. It's going to be like the symbolism. So I think that's another thing. I feel like the One Piece is going to be tied into the dream of Luffy and Roger. I feel like a big piece of the reason why they're going to be amped to see it is because it's going to be something that fits them. Right, so if they want to make a pirate country, this like aka a free country, because if Luffy wants to be, I'm sorry for this tangent, but Luffy wants
you're
to.
Good. You're actually making my mind race here, because you're talking like I've always had the Roger part of the dream where I tried to make the parallel, but you're tying in Blackbeard and his being the inversion of that. So I like that element of it. That's why. But go on.
So when you think of Luffy, right? What is he known for? Meets Pirate King, meets Pirate King, right? There's nothing that goes deeper than that. When you look at chapter 1060, which is when Luffy told his dream to the crew, Nami says, Luffy, that sounds exactly like you. If Luffy told, hey guys, my dream's to have a pirate country, knowing that Luffy's obsessed with being the pirate king, it feels like, okay, yeah, the pirate king would have a pirate country. Like it falls in place. And I'm not saying like Luffy would be a dictator. Like no. I'm not going that far with it. But I say that to say, Luffy says he wants to be a pirate king in the first place because it's the most free man in the world. So maybe Luffy's thought process is, if he's the most free man in the world, he can create the most free country in the world, also known as a pirate country, because pirates are free.
Yeah, I'll mess with that. I'm gonna have to check that video out, man.
That does sound good.
Yeah, I actually check that out.
Appreciate it. I was cooking that up for weeks before I even made the video, and like usually like I'll only cook up like a few days, maybe 3, 4, 5 days. So that one, like that was on the back burner for a while.
So what do you think the One Piece is? I feel like this is a question everybody should ask at some point.
The One Piece would be a statue of Luffy and Nika. They would look the exact same, and that would be
Mhm.
proof that there was a civilization wiped out in the past. At least it fits what Luffy asked
So
for.
you believe in the? I mean, we kind of already got the reincarnation piece, but you're saying that even just looks wise, he looks like Nika, straight up.
Yeah, I feel like
Not even just in like Gear 5th form. Like Luffy just looks like this person.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or I mean, you could take the route of the Gear 5. That might be even better. Another thing I want to throw in there is like on the Golden Bell of Shandora, there was a monkey with a straw hat. So maybe that's the statue, and like maybe Luffy relates himself with that somehow. But yeah, I feel like it would just Luffy would get the impression that it's him because it would fulfill his desires throughout the story while simultaneously relating to Joy Boy and Nika. So I guess, yeah, one explanation is that they look the same.
Yo, so I don't think that the One Piece is actually real.
You gotta sauce me up. Pause. You gotta
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
you gotta put in some real work for this one, buddy.
Yo, so my thing is, when we came to like the desires and hopes of people and them coming to reality, I always thought that when Roger went to go visit Laugh-Tale, he found a poneglyph and nothing was there. So when he came back, he ended up sacrificing himself, and nobody really ever understood why, right? Like, he could have just passed away with Rouge and lived the rest of his days, but instead he literally gave himself to the government. It was never realized, like, why would he do such a thing? And my idea was that when he decided to announce to the world that the One Piece was real, he influenced everyone's belief into believing that the One Piece actually was real, which then formed the One Piece itself. We just don't know what that One Piece is, but I believe it's the collection of wants and needs and everything that everyone desires in one spot. And that was created by Roger. So I think that Roger actually created the One Piece for sure.
I mean, I do like that. The part where you pointed out Whitebeard could be influencing people, that ties in nicely because Roger did the same thing. And I always felt like there might be a deeper connection with Whitebeard's final words, with Roger's final words, and like your explanation would actually elevate it. Like it would kind of explain it in a way.
Yeah, so people they never realize something until like it's an idea, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes for example, like if people forgot what Nico was to a degree, then Nico, the devil fruit that Luffy has, would probably cease to exist, right? So sometimes you need to remind people that this does exist. And I think that's what happened with Whitebeard unknowingly. He didn't know that he made Luffy to a degree stronger, or he just made whatever Nika needs to sort of accomplish stronger because the One Piece is needed in order for Nika to exist and do what he has to do. So I think that there are dreams that coincide with other dreams and leads to the ultimate goal of whatever the fate decides, right? And I think that's what happened. I think in that time of need, Joy Boy or Nika was going to die because Akainu was chasing him. But then Whitebeard also announced that the One Piece was real, which kind of reinvigorated the Nika fruit with hopes and desires. And that's the reason why Luffy also survived the Marineford War. It's because he needs to eventually reach the One Piece. So it's like, it's kind of complicated. But I ultimately think that Roger made the One Piece through the belief system. And I think that that's what Joy Boy actually probably told him. He was like, yo, like all this is based around like beliefs, and you know, anything you ever think of, it can happen. And something about it was funny. Like I think Joy Boy was also funny. But it depends, right? Like, because Rayleigh also said, I might tell you the answers to the world, but you might come out to a different, I might tell you the things of the world, but you might come out with a different answer.
He did say that.
So it's like, belief and ideas are a very interesting thing, right, in One Piece, and it continues to broaden the perspective amongst this huge spectrum of possibilities. So
okay, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds a lot better than the conclusion. Like, I like how you explain that, because like I feel like a lot of people would just instantly dismiss your take because, oh, Whitebeard said the One Piece is real, but your explanation plays into that like directly. So that's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
That would be my only
Really
thing. Like that would be my only thing, the whole Whitebeard thing. But other than that, it makes sense. So wait, so what would it be exactly then? Like, Luffy creates it because he has the dream. Is it a devil fruit then?
I think I don't know, man. That's the one thing that's really satisfying is not knowing.
Okay.
Like, we don't know what the world wants. I think that's what the One Piece is. We don't know what the world wants. Like, when the world heard what that the One Piece existed, what did the world think of as the One Piece? Roger only claimed that there's fame, there's wealth, and I forgot the other one. But
Power.
What? Yeah, power. Like, what does that mean to all people? And I think that's an interesting idea of what Oda thinks all those things mean to, and what's it gonna mean to like Luffy and crew. So it's a couple different answers, and I think that's why when Luffy said his dream, it probably coincides with the One Piece, because that might be what the One Piece actually is. And it's so simple, right? But all of them had different reactions, the same way like Rayleigh mentioned his,
Right.
with, the Roger Pirates. So I think it's gonna be, I know everybody's thinking it's gonna be like friendship and the journey.
Oh
It's gonna be One Piece.
no.
But I think it's actually gonna be way better than people actually believe it's gonna be.
Yeah, I hope so.
No.
All right. I think we've been here for a little over 2 hours. I don't know if you're down to keep going, or we got a bunch of super chats left.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to Seb. What do you want to do? You want to keep going? Revo wants to know.
I mean,
I'm hungry, so we could do like another like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do another.
Whatever's most convenient, man.
yeah, we could wrap in like 20 or so. Luivo, I gotta ask you something.
What's
'cause
good?
Do you listen to rap?
Yeah.
Alright, so I put out a video that's called The Rap Game Reflected in One Piece. Right? Where I compared all the Yonko to the biggest rappers in the game. So I gotta ask you, if you had to choose who Luffy is in rap, who do you think that person is?
I'm split between two. I feel like Roger is everyone's Tupac, and like Whitebeard would be Biggie, and like it's like, okay,
Biggie was Rocks for me, actually.
or that works too.
Yeah.
But Luffy, people are gonna hate one of these answers, and I don't even like him. But it would, I feel like we're talking about like the new champ, either Kendrick Lamar, and people are gonna hate me for this, but Drake. And I only say Drake because, let's be honest, he's been doing very well for himself as an artist for a very long time now. And like a lot of people would argue he's towards the top of the top. I don't like Drake. I don't even listen to Drake. But yeah,
I don't like Drake, man.
it's not even that I don't like him, but I don't know where to start, bro.
Listen, all right, so I'm gonna do a small breakdown for me. I put Lil Baby as Luffy because he's the up and coming rapper
Baby,
who's
okay.
making waves. I was really comparing to the original Yonko. So like Blackbeard was Kanye, Whitebeard was Jay-Z, Shanks was J. Cole, and Kendrick was Kaido, and Drake was Big Mom. But Pard invaded my my video and put Nicki Minaj as Big Mom, which I couldn't really argue with. But how off are my takes based off what you know of these rappers?
You know, I wanted to disagree with the Lil Baby one, but that's fair. I could see where you're going with that. Wait, who did you say was Big Mom again?
I said Drake was Big Mom.
That's
And
hilarious.
Listen, I will argue tooth and nail about that one. I don't care.
Wait, so why though? Like, I want to hear your
All right.
explanation.
All right, so Drake's emotional. So is Big Mom. She be stealing souls, just like Drake be stealing other artists' sounds.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And there's so many like rappers that come up and try to emulate Drake, just like he has a bunch of kids and stuff like in the game.
Okay.
And Big Mom has 85 children. You know what I'm saying? That could never really measure up to how strong she is. Just like these other rappers can't really measure up to Drake's success in the game. So there's more, but yeah. Drake is Big Mom, bro. Trust me.
That's
He's also referenced food more than any rapper I feel like I've ever heard. If you guys really listen to it, I think there was an article that says he's referenced food like over 400 times in his raps.
Jesus.
But, yeah.
Wait, so someone asked Cardi B. Who's Cardi B? Is it Big Mom?
Cardi B?
Buggy.
No.
Buggy?
Buggy, bro.
Cardi B?
Well, now I have to ask
man.
who's Ice Spice?
Ice Spice? Oh, man.
Nami?
Mihawk.
Mihawk. Why is Mihawk Ice Spice?
Mihawk is not Ice Spice.
Mihawk Ice Spice, bro.
Nah, you gotta
Oh,
explain
man.
that one.
That's
Ice
all him,
Spice?
Nah, he's not Ice Spice.
Bro, it gotta be Nami. No,
Ice Spice could be
Nami's
Nami, I
Megan Thee
guess.
Stallion, bro.
Damn, 3 vote? I thought I was horny, bro.
Bro,
Who
you
would
don't
be
see where I'm
Megan,
coming
bro?
from though? Like, bro, come on, man.
Cardi, bro.
Cardi
Nami
B?
like Cardi. Yeah.
I
Nami?
mean,
I don't know.
Khalifa?
Wiz?
No.
Oh,
Khal-
oh. I don't know.
They said, who's
Yeah.
Robin?
Who's Robin?
I'm gonna do one for all the Straw Hats. It's gonna take me some time though.
Yeah, we know Brooke is Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, Brooklyn
Alright.
or Future.
Can we at least
Nah,
agree?
Future's like,
Can we at least agree that Kid is NBA YoungBoy?
Yo, so I compared Kid to Lil Pump.
Lil
just
Pump
to
is
get,
insane.
Just to get the Shanks parallel off.
Yeah, he really is Lil Pump, bro.
Lil Pump is insane, bro.
Listen, bro.
That's why J. Cole is Shanks.
J. Cole?
J. Cole with Shanks, yeah.
He gave him that
I'm
1985.
gonna send you the link to the video, Threevo. You'll see what I'm cooking up.
Bro, please do, man. So, nah, you just had to bring that up. Now I have so many people I want to ask about. Like,
I gotta do part 2 soon. I gotta figure it out. They're telling me to do with sports, but I don't know.
all right, well, can you at least tell me who
Yo.
Zoro would be?
Oh man.
What's the rapper equivalent of Zoro?
Zoro?
Zoro's rapper equivalent, bro?
Probably be like. All I know is Sanji's like ludicrous.
Ludacris?
Ludacris?
Nah,
Yeah,
that
he's
gotta be
just,
Drake, actually, in a way.
Sanji would be Drake. I can see
In a way.
Damn, bro. Who is Zoro's equivalent?
He's probably the music company because he's using all these colored people instead of gifts.
You're insane, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to come with Zoro's parallel, bro. It is, cause I don't know that anybody. MGK, are you crazy?
MGK?
disrespectful.
What?
That's disrespectful.
They said
Um,
Pac.
Snoop Dogg was Rayleigh. For those of y'all saying Snoop in the chat.
Oh,
DMX?
that's a good one.
I can definitely see Zoro as DMX.
DMX.
Nah, the
That's a
Rayleigh
good
one
one.
you said was good.
Rayleigh Snoop Dogg. bro.
Rayleigh and Snoop Dogg, yeah. That one I thought worked just because he's huge. He's like big friends with like Tupac, and he died. He's still alive. And like Rayleigh's basically doing all the like side missions after you beat the game that like Snoop Dogg is doing right now.
The
chilling.
side quest, you're
Yeah,
hilarious, bro.
He's just chilling.
Hey, someone.
Helping the younger generation, like he's doing his thing.
Yo, this man.
Zoro's 50.
50? Nah.
See, the problem is I try to match the timelines with the rappers and the eras a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So Zoro can't be 50 if Luffy's a little big.
Nah, I got one. So Johan said that XXX Tentacion is Porcus the Ace. Nah, I think Zoro's XXX because
Oh
that
my
man was
a
wild,
lot of
bro.
people hit me with Ace's X.
Why Ace and not Zoro?
Because he's dead.
Damn,
That's really the sole reason.
bro. I wasn't
Zoro's
even
real
expecting that. Yo.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry.
Yo, dude, how you not catch that, bro?
Yo, that's insane, bro.
Yeah. RP to X, man.
You know,
But-
I try not to bring it up, but I knew him. I grew up with him. We went to the same school and shit. So
Oh snap.
yeah, that his passing really hurt, but damn, I didn't even like consider that. Like Ace is dead, like shit.
Yeah, just gone before his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could have been the future for real.
Yeah, for sure. And I
They were
didn't
saying
take
Ace is Pop Smoke in my chat.
Pop
They were saying
Smoke
a
is
lot.
crazy.
They were just naming every young rapper that's ever passed. I got Nipsey Hussle a couple times for Ace too, which was interesting to me.
Let me see. Man of Joy with the $10 super chat said, I think Observation Killer is having really advanced observation. For an example, Shanks sees 10 seconds into the future and Katakuri sees 3 seconds. So since Shanks is far ahead, it cancels Katakuri's future sight.
So is he saying it cancels it because Shanks can take action to change the 10 seconds before the 3 even happen? Is that what you're saying, or is it like it'll just cancel out entirely? That's what I'm trying to understand.
It sounds like what you described is like a more specific version of what he's saying, because it sounds like what I'm interpreting is like, oh, Shanks sees further than Katakuri, so Shanks cancels Katakuri. But you're more specific. You're saying like Shanks literally. I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say, but I do think that is what he's saying along the lines of that. Do you agree with it?
Yeah, I mean, because I've never been like the subscribing to like it's just canceled entirely, you can't do it anymore kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought there's gonna be some element like you have to in the show itself. Beige and Luffy, they've made mention like, yeah, you can see the future, but like I can change the future. My actions can change what happens. I control my future. So if like even the future that Shanks saw with Kid, he took action to actively change it. So if somebody who has future sight saw the future that Shanks was seeing, they saw that, but then Shanks literally killed that future.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's how I interpreted the 4 billion, like the messaging there, to me anyway. But you know, I don't think like your future sight doesn't work necessarily. But it could be that. I said it earlier in the stream, like maybe it's just his presence that can stop you from being able to utilize it. But he can also just straight up kill the future because he'll stop it from happening at all if he doesn't agree with it. So, but
yeah,
that's me.
I can subscribe to that. I understand that. And then G with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, G. Appreciate you always supporting the channel. You're a legend. And Mr. Bushido with a $2 super chat. Thank you. Asked, or I guess said, X Drake is also with her. Let me see.
I think he's talking about Carrot.
Yeah.
He's a big supporter of Carrot and Drake are joining the crew.
Okay. X Drake joining the crew. That would be kind of wild.
He's got a lot that represent that, man.
Oh, you know what? Let me ask you, because this is somewhat related. Do you think X Drake is going to be at Hachinosu?
I hope not, bro.
You don't like him?
I hope not. I don't think I don't like him. It's just he just hasn't been interesting. There's like a certain amount of characters that just haven't garnered interest the same way I thought they would post time skip, and have been kind of disappointing. But I'd like to see him do something else outside of something important, like an important event. I you know what it is? I think it's Bonnie's time and it's Yaruja's time, and I just want to see both of them stunt. I think I'm tired of the other supernovas at this point. Like I'm glad they're getting rid of.
I actually agree with Larry on that. I think we could see more from Drake just because there's elements there, like the deal he made with Law to get him out. Like what was that? Like we didn't really get anything expanded on that in Wano. He just kind of was free now. Why did he do that? Like do they have some sort of thing going on? So maybe Hachinosu, maybe Egghead, I don't know. He should be on one of those islands because he left Wano, you know? So we'll see. But I just don't think Drake is going to be that level of importance where he's like a straw hat or anything like that. But yeah, I totally want to, if we're talking about supernovas that we want to see, Urogi, Uraj, however you say his name, and Bonnie, like that's where I'm at. That's what I'm trying to see.
The look he just gave you. No, I totally agree, man. I'm really liking Bonnie as a character. I'm very excited to see like the whole Kuma flashback. Definitely looking forward to that, and I'm appreciating.
How many chapters till we get that, bro?
Um,
I said 10 like 8 chapters ago. I'm banking on 10, but we'll see.
I think it's after this one.
I'm not sure, man. It's really hard for me to figure something that's beyond my skill level, bro. That's beyond my expertise.
To predict what things happen in chapter.
Yeah, bro. The only thing I could so I want to hear what you guys think about this. I told the homies, yeah, it's cool that Sabo saw Emu, or maybe saw Emu, and he's talking to Dragon or whatever, but I don't think Emu's gonna have their face revealed soon. And all my homies are like, nah, you're tripping, bro. We're about to see Emu's face. Like, Oda's gonna reveal it right now. 1083, 1084, 1085. Are you guys in that boat? Or do you feel like Oda has to wait some more before he shows us something like that?
He has to wait. I think we'll probably get to like chapter probably like, I don't even think it'll be this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It really depends on how endgame are we for real right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are we like really like 3 years away from the series being over?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying.
33 times 3, no way we finish in like 115 chapters or less. No way, man.
So like, I don't know that we need to see Emu's face. I would love to see it, obviously, but like, if you're not going to be the central focus of like what's happening right now, it would just be another situation where Oda teases us something and then we don't get it for 2 years, 3 years, which is very Oda-like. So baby,
right?
I'm gonna keep it a bug. I don't care, bro.
Like, he's like
listen,
he's
bro.
He's not a hater, but he just doesn't care about it.
Listen, bro. Like, Emu showed up for like 5 panels, and everybody.
So you love it?
All right, we're not gonna get into that because obviously you just don't understand logic. But it's like Emu just doesn't have an effect to the point where I think we need to get that type of energy from him or her. I think overall, like, they are just the head of the world government and the Celestial Dragons, and I think that that's okay. Like, we could leave them in the background, but I think the main focus I want to see is we need to get more clarity on Blackbeard. I'm more interested in Blackbeard and what he's been like trying to do and why he knows everything and why everyone, like, why is he going to mean something to Luffy before the Pirate King status is challenged for. That's more of what my interest is, instead of worrying about somebody that just appeared for 5 panels. I think that it's coming to a point in the One Piece story where we don't know who the final villain is, and even though that's okay to a certain degree, there needs to be something coming from Blackbeard that gives us that necessary oomph in his character development. And I think that when we're shifting gears towards Emu, we're taking away from like people like Akainu, who has had a major impact on the story, and we're taking away from Blackbeard. I think if we start depending on who Emu is right now, we're gonna have a Kaguya and Naruto situation, where Kaguya comes out of nowhere and is now the final villain. Meanwhile, Madara was set up the whole time. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a huge problem for people who watched Naruto, where they were like, yo, like, Kaguya just came out of nowhere, had all this information behind her, but she came literally out of nowhere. And I think that's what Emu is too.
We're not getting that with Emu. There's always been like there's someone higher up than the Gorosei. Like, even Dofi said that. What chapter was that? 600 something.
Marineford.
500 something.
Yeah, I feel like
there's been elements to that. Like, even the empty throne. Like, there's always been the potential for this person. And just how evil the world government is and hiding information.
Another way to look at that.
I never finished Naruto, so I can't speak to Kaguya too much, but that kind of came out of nowhere to most people, right? Emu has been here. Their existence is here, right? Like, it's in the fabric of every decision that's been made. Even the actions that the Marines have taken before his or her reveal. It's like, what light do you want to extinguish, right? Like, they'd be doing executions. Ace's death. It reframes things that have happened under that person's like desires or demands. With Kaguya, I didn't finish Naruto. I didn't get that vibe from what I saw there.
So the point is, I guess, to be a little bit more specific, I just don't think the Marines are the main course. of the story for Luffy. I think they're the side course, and then Blackbeard's the main course. If that makes sense.
I think it all comes down in one, but like the world government being toppled, I think that's where we're going. The pirate stuff will happen, the truth will be revealed, and then the world government has to go.
I agree with that.
That's me.
I agree with that. I think another way of looking at it is like, we know through at least Jaya that there was 5 old guys running the world, the Godase. And I feel like from that moment on, Oda was already nudging us in the direction that Luffy and his crew are going to have to fight the government. So when I look at that, it's like, okay, does Luffy fight all 5? Or does Luffy fight one of the Godase members? Because then he would basically be fighting the leader. He'd be fighting like the leader of the world. So like, I feel like there was already, like, you could already have that thought, like, Luffy's gonna have to fight someone in the world government because of us seeing the Godase for the first time. And you know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I just thought like whoever Luffy would fight in the world government would be the leader of the world government, or I guess by proxy, the king of the world, leader of the world. And Oda just happened to show us this character named Imu, and they're bowing down to Imu. So me personally, I feel like Imu was already kind of set up for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I do understand the Naruto thing, and I totally agree. I mentioned that in tons of videos, how that came out of nowhere and it kind of damaged the story because Oda was building up to Madara. You could kind of compare that with Blackbeard, you know, the whole kind of thing he had with Ace, blah blah blah. I definitely see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
All right. I think it has been like another 20 minutes. I don't want to hold you guys hostage if you guys need to head out or anything.
Yeah, we're gonna go get some food. I haven't eaten for a while.
Completely understand, man. I think
Ass first.
Hey, yo, what?
But yeah, just thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for the collab. If you're ever in Jersey, please hit me up. Would love to have you at the table. I know the fans would love to see it as well. Maybe we could do. I kind of want to do like a mini reverie soon. It's one of the ideas I have. You know that invite is gonna get sent, but I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for having both of us on. It's truly an honor.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna keep streaming until I get through the super chats. I completely understand you being hungry. I'm starving, and I'm glad you guys took time out of your day to get on the stream and, you know, just chop it up with some One Piece talk. And of course, like, you being the mature person you are, you know, working things out with me, of course I appreciate that too. And this was, I'm not even trying to tell you this because I'm talking to you right now and just gassing it up. Like, this was probably the most fun Buster Call I've had. You two have had me dying the whole time, bro. Like, straight up. And the chat knows it. So I think this was some great content. And again, like, both of you, thank you so much.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you having us on. Yo, Threeble, before we leave, you did get a super chat from a TOPT legend, Ryunosuke. Can you please read that off before we head out?
Yeah. Ryunosuke.
He was actually on our Davies Dark tournament that we stream on Wednesdays, and he was the MVP of the DDT. So shout out to Ryunosuke. But please read that off for us real quick.
Luffy is Tyler the Creator. He is truly free in his music creation. So many different sounds, and a lot of his albums / music follow a type of story. That's pretty fire. I grew up with Tyler the Creator in freshman year, sophomore year of high school. So I thought you were
gonna say you knew Tyler too. I was like,
no.
no.
I didn't know him.
Right.
Yeah. But I do want to comment on the fact that you said it's the best stream that you've had for Buster Call, like the most fun. It's because we real, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I feel like so many other One Piece content creators or content creators in general only link up just to link up to get like exposure. They don't link up for the actual person. And I feel like anytime we ever link up with somebody, we don't collab often. Like we don't reach out to people often. We don't set that goal often. Like the people we're cool with, we're just cool with. And like it's always a vibe and it's real, right? Like we have people that have a lot of subs, and then we have people that have absolutely no subs. And I think that's one thing that you're probably gonna find different with us, as you've seen. It's like we just love to be real. Like it doesn't, like the subs are always gonna come to us, and the more everybody eats, you know, the more everybody accomplishes what they need to. But overall, it's really like, you know, just to be cool with you is to eventually lead to like a friendship later down the line, or even right now. But here at like Top, we never want anything from you, like ever. We just want the ability to just like discuss, talk One Piece, and to make the community better. And that's why, like, I think that's going to be the huge difference of us shining as fast and as bright as we've come in the past like 2 months, is that that's starting to get more notice. Like we're just not the average content creator. Like we're like the guys like that just loves everybody and wants the community to be super healthy. So even though we debate, like me and Sebastian yell at each other, they know ultimately in our community that it's all love and respect, and most of all it's gratitude for everything that we've had, right? Like you have you just hit 37,000 subscribers, right? So congrats.
Appreciate it.
But it's like I can't wait for you to hit 100K. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, there's no amount of appreciation for the people you meet in life. So ultimately, never see it as something that you could gain from, but something that you could remember.
Yeah, all of that resonated with me, especially like, you know, being friends with people. It's hard for me sometimes to, you know, do all this YouTube One Piece stuff without wanting to be somewhat personal with people. I like to like actually have something real going on. I don't like the whole kind of business vibe. And luckily, I haven't even really experienced that. Like me myself, like I feel like everyone I've ran into was largely, what's the word I'm looking for? Genuine. Yeah, exactly. Genuine. Yeah. But yeah, this was an awesome one. Like I really can't thank you enough. And like I said, I'm heading upstate this next or tomorrow for like a week, but maybe in a few weeks down the line, maybe we could set something up, man. I don't mind traveling.
We usually do like 3-hour episodes, and then we take the guest out for dinner. So we'll chill after as well. Yeah. So everybody, if so too, in the live chat, can you please throw up W's for Threeville hitting 37K in subscribers? That's a huge feat. If you guys could do that, just throw W's in the chat. Let him know he got some real ones, man. But Threeville, thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
If you need us, if you just want to chill, talk, hit us up, man.
Of course. Any final goodbyes? Anything you want to shout out? Anything you got on the way?
We're reaching episode 100 this Monday.
Holy shit.
This is our first episode that's 100. It's gonna be a huge episode, I think. And again, just super grateful, bro. I really don't have words. That's the only time I don't have words, is when we talk about us. So thank you. And thank you to the community.
All right, man. I'll let you guys go. You guys stay safe, man. Appreciate everything.
All right. See you guys.
Peace, man.
Later.
Peace. All right. So that was a really great stream with them. We're gonna go through some super chats, try to get them all out the way because you guys definitely deserve some answers. That's a great duo. I'm glad I was finally able to like actually meet them and talk to them. That was so fun. But let's jump into these super chats, y'all, because I know you guys have been waiting for a hot minute. My chat's kind of glitched though. Okay, I think I got it fixed. Cool. Let's see, where do we stop at? Mr. Bushido had another super chat for $2. Carrot will evolve Sulong, Super Sulong 2. That'd be pretty sick. I feel like Beppo might as well have a role in something like that too, right? Oda just now gave us you know, some juicy lore, some juicy stuff to work with Beppo, right? He finally went Sulong. One Piece fans have been asking for a long time to see Beppo go Sulong. Oda gave us that. And not only was, of course, going Sulong, but the context of that, blitzing Blackbeard, what? It's crazy. And yes, this is a new layout. Let me know if you guys like it. We have this one. Let me pull up another one. We have this one. We have this one where you guys can see my right monitor. You guys have this one. This one. That one will be for, this will be the layout for the chapter reactions. We're gonna have the chapter down there in that box. And then this is gonna be collabs that aren't Buster Calls. Obviously that's a Buster Call right here, but yeah. Where were we? So yeah, Mr. Bushido, appreciate the super chat. I wouldn't mind fucking Sulong plus, bro. I wouldn't mind. And the broker with 5, appreciate you, the broker. Hi guys, cool to be introduced to this new channel. My idea is that the demon Zoro is seeing is somehow linked to the creation of a black blade. Thank you so much, broker, for the super chat. I would be down for that. Like, as I said earlier, it seems like there's a literal demon within Zoro. You had the fact that he uses Ashura, which is a demon in Hinduism. He used it multiple times, never explained. You also have the fact that a fish in Fishman Island explicitly said that Zoro used some kind of Grim Reaper with a scythe, right? That's kind of strange because that's the exact same thing we saw in Onigashima. I don't think it's a coincidence. So I think Oda's setting up some kind of demon Zoro thing there. And you're saying that you feel like it's linked to a black blade. Maybe you could only be possessed by a demon to make a black blade. That'd be pretty wild, because like, does that mean Mihawk has some kind of demon, you know? But thank you for the super chat. Mr. Bushido with another super chat with the 5. Thank you. I have a theory. Imu has 2 personal knights. 9 holy knights plus 5 elders plus 2 bodyguards makes 16. 16 holy bullets and 16 beams destroyed the Lucia. That's pretty crazy. I've never thought of something like that. So technically it would be 11 knights, right? 11 knights and 5 elders. I don't know. I feel like Oda would have said 11, but at the same time, if they're kind of a secret, then maybe they don't need to be counted in the first place. So I see where you're coming from. I'll keep that in mind. I'm not sure how I feel about that, Mr. Bushido, but thank you for the support. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Maybe something springs to mind. Insatiable Hunger says black blades could be linked to Voice of All Things. That's interesting. And then Mr. Bushido with another super chat. Luffy's mom is Garp. Garp Doe. Dragon is Rock's son. Buggy is uncle. Wait. Luffy's mom is Garp. I think that says Dragon is Rock's son. Buggy is uncle. Mr. Bushido, you're twisting my brain here, bro. You're twisting my brain all the way types of shit. All types of ways, bro. I'm gonna need some time to actually work that one out. Thank you for the super chat. I am aware of Rox being Luffy's grandfather. I do know about that theory. I'm unsure how I feel about that. Ryunosuke with the 2 said Ryuma and Ushimaru look exactly like Zoro. See, those are the kind of things that make people feel like Zoro's gonna have some kind of lore given to us in Wano. Those are the kinds of things that make us think that Zoro's connected to Ryuma, connected to Ushimaru, connected to Green Bull. Like, you guys, a lot of you guys probably watched that video I dropped a while back, the If This Zoro Theory is True I'll Cry video. I talked about how Zoro looks like Ushimaru, and Ushimaru would be old enough to be the father of an admiral if you look at the average ages of admirals, because they're all generally like give or take the same age. That theory went to shit because Oda didn't give us anything for Zoro and Wano. Now, whether that's okay or that's not okay, that's up for you guys to decide, but Oda didn't give us any kind of lineage, any kind of backstory to Zoro and Wano aside from that SBS, which wasn't that interesting. I was hoping we would get something. But Dion Edwards with the 20, thank you so much, Dion. Always sending huge support to the channel. I greatly appreciate you, and just having you around, man. I'm very blessed, and just you're the fucking GOAT, bro. Thank you, man. We eating good today, let them all cook, bro. Those two were going crazy that whole stream, man, in a good way, a good kind of crazy. Then we had the $5 super chat from Yunosuke, the Tyler the Creator thing. That one's really cool. We addressed that one. And then I guess the final super chat, and unless y'all start sending more, the final super chat is from L with the $10. He said, how strong is each Straw Hat by the end of the story? I think Zoro will have to be top 10 in the verse because he'll be the strongest swordsman in the world. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna be number 10. I'm just saying he has to be at least number 10, in my opinion. And like, I feel like Sanji, his dream doesn't have anything to do with being powerful, unless you want to consider like him making Luffy Pirate King. He's not fascinated with power and strength. He's more fascinated with the all blue and stuff like that. But at the same time, Oda has depicted Sanji and Zoro as neck and neck rivals. So even though Sanji doesn't care about being strong, that doesn't mean he can't be strong. So I think like Sanji will be top 10 as well at the end of the story. Obviously with Luffy, with Imu, probably with Roger, probably with Primebeard, Blackbeard. I don't know if Jinbei is gonna be top 10 at the end of the story. I would probably be against that, because it would be kind of hard to fit all these people along with Jinbei, you know. I'm not too sure how realistic that is. But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna call it here, okay? I appreciate everyone coming out to the stream. I appreciate you guys greatly. Thank you to everyone who's new and subscribed. Make sure you guys turn on the notification bell. And if you guys haven't already, I dropped a video earlier today. It's called Kuma's Plausible Demise. Everyone that's watching the stream should go watch that video and drop a like and a comment, because when this stream ends, I'm gonna wait 10 minutes and then I'm gonna read all the comments on that video. Okay, I'm gonna wait 10 minutes and read all the comments on that video. So if you want to be hearted or even replied to, I'm grabbing the link. I'll put the link in the stream chat. Y'all go leave a like and a comment on this video. I'm gonna spam it into the stream chat. But yeah, guys, W stream. Our next stream is this Monday, May 15th, guys, in 2 days. In 48 hours, guys, don't miss this. In 48 hours, I'm having an IRL cooking stream. I'm gonna be cooking like Sanji with some friends in real life, and while I'm cooking and acting like Sanji in the kitchen on stream, you guys are gonna be asking me One Piece questions and One Piece theories, and I'm gonna be cooking while I'm cooking. All right, so don't play with me. Show up to Monday stream 2 days from now, and then again this Wednesday for chapter 1084 I'm having another IRL stream. So the 17th, this Wednesday, I'm having an IRL One Piece reaction to 1084. Me and all the homies, we're gonna be on live stream. Y'all gonna be asking questions, we're gonna be answering. You're gonna see all of our reactions. I'm not even gonna read spoilers, guys. For 1084, I'm not even reading spoilers. I'm gonna do that cooking stream. I'm gonna avoid spoilers. Then I'm gonna do the chapter reaction. It's gonna be fire next week. So again, May 15th, May 17th. I appreciate you guys being here. Everyone have a nice morning, day, or night, wherever you are. The Demon Lord loves you. I know y'all love me. You guys support me greatly. Y'all are the motherfucking best. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to Mr. Bushido, Ryonosuke, Broker, G, Mike, Ronnie, Lubu, everybody.